Come on with it. So right now I'm waiting for the yeah. Hey, that's what's up. That's bro. You super supportive, man. I don't even know what to pin. I don't even know which one to pin. Shoot, you got everything right there. I don't even know which one to man. Y'all click in, come in on the YouTube live right now or on the Facebook live. I'm on here right now. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna have an awesome conversation. I actually had the pleasure of having him on my channel. Shoot, probably about a month or so ago, and he actually was able to bless me with a whole lot of game, whole lot of knowledge, and he's actually on here right now. None other than the bro. You hear me, man? Can you hear me, bro? Let me see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
We in business.
Official Sharktino.
How are you, bro?
And I'm awesome right now. I'm awesome right now.
Are we live right now or no?
Yeah, we are already live.
Okay.
You need to get you some water or something?
No. I'm good.
Cause I think I do. Hey, y'all
Okay.
make sure y'all go to Lupe GREI on YouTube right now.
I'm gonna send this out. I'm gonna send this out to all my people real quick.
Yeah, let's get it out there.
1 second. Let me send this out.
How y'all feeling? How y'all feeling out there in YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram land?
I'm saying I got hella people.
Hey, make sure y'all come to YouTube right now. I have Tino on YouTube right now. That's what we're gonna be on YouTube and Facebook. It's pinned right there. You should be able to click on that link down there. I don't know, but good looking out, bro. The home that started. He out here in the Houston market with me.
Okay.
It's time for us to do some deals together, man. Shoot, we've been knowing each other for 2 years now.
That's what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're just in Houston. What other markets are you in?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm in Houston market. I only done one deal in Las Vegas. I have a property with a partner of mine. Her name is Portia. She's in Pennsylvania. We actually have a sub 2 out there, and shoot, Houston and Louisiana not too far. So we do a little marketing out there, trying to see what we gonna snag out there, especially with what's going on with the hurricane, the 2 storms hitting them back to back over there. We've been trying
that like I'm blessed to be here in here in Arizona. Nothing happens in Phoenix, man. I'm from San Diego too. Out there we get like earthquakes every now and then, but it's nothing crazy. It's just like a little bit, nothing too razzle dazzle. So like to come to know that there's people in the Midwest that like in different states in the East Coast that go through stuff like that, it's crazy. That's crazy. I can't imagine like being okay and then all of a sudden like boom, like your shit just getting rocked left and right. Stuff, people stuff's getting boarded up. Like it's just nuts to me. I don't like. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Let me see. I just sent it out. Come on.
Right now, Carissa, we have none other than official Sharktino up in here. We're gonna be talking a lot about sales, life in general. We're gonna be talking about upcoming events and also general entrepreneurship. So definitely want you to come on because you're an entrepreneur. Hey, come check us out. We're gonna be talking a whole lot of shit in it. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Let's go.
Carissa, I actually had a property under contract. I had 2 properties under contract out there in Georgia. They didn't go through. One was we was trying to do a lease option, a sub 2 with a lease option. It was like a very creative deal. with the brother, Mr. Transaction Engineer out there in Atlanta. And man, we had a seller that she really couldn't get right, so we really couldn't get her on board like we needed to. We had her on board, and for whatever reason, she got amnesia. Some of these sellers once you break something down to them too much, and there was another person in the play, which was the sister, and we were all gonna be a part of the deal. So I don't know if she went back and told the sister, girl, we can do this ourselves or whatever, you know. But man, it was a crazy deal, so we couldn't get that one. And then we had another one in Snellville.
Where's that at?
That's on the outside of Atlanta. And it was a nice property. I was getting some good hits on it. It was more of a sub 2 type property if the owner would have been able to consider terms with us. But as far as where he was at cash wise, he was basically one close to retail.
Can you do me a favor? Can you throw your YouTube link in, like, or text it to me real quick so I can share it? I'm gonna go get a bottle of water real quick. Give me one quick second, all right? Be right back.
Hey, send me a text. Send me a text with my live with my YouTube page on it. Boy, you cold with that? So I can send
Yeah, send me that so I can go ahead and share it. You can get it popping.
I don't even have my own. I gotta look myself up, man. It's crazy. Hey, this is one of them. Should be a blooper, but it ain't. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta look myself up.
Okay. I tried to send it for some reason on Instagram, and it was saying like failed to send. I think maybe I was just doing too many people or something, because like this is crazy. Hold on a second. Let me get back in there and see if I can send it out.
Now I'm finna send it to you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. I learned something today. Look myself up.
Yeah, we got to spread that thing. You know what I'm saying? Here you go. I got it.
Technology at its finest, y'all. Loopy G learned how to look himself up on YouTube and send out the link. So if y'all need the link, y'all holler at me because I just copied it. All I have to do is paste.
All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy it and then I'm gonna send it to everybody. We probably should have done this before we went live, but it's all good. I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna paste it in the message that I'm sending out to everybody.
Don Griffin, what's happening? Feeling good, ready to get some value, get some value, yeah, for sure. So, man, Tino be pouring in to the community like for real. So that's one of the questions on here. Also, like we gonna be chopping some game, but I always like to have some real super cool questions to ask people. And man, he's been adding a ton of
this time I'm gonna wait my turn.
No. like we got time, you know what I'm saying? We did that the last time, you know what I'm saying? Now we good. I want you to run it. So people that didn't attend, man, y'all missed out on a crazy event that just passed. It was the Momentum event. I had the pleasure of actually being
you were there, right?
I remember. You know what I'm saying? And gaining a lot of value, a lot of knowledge, and they basically gave the blueprint of how their business is and their business model.
I keep saying failed to send for some reason. I don't know what's going on. I keep saying failed to send. It's crazy.
You got your Wi-Fi connected?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's Instagram. This is crazy. I'm sorry, man. I'm gonna try one more time, and then this is what I'm gonna do here.
You good, man?
Swipe up now and tune in.
Yeah, that shows our texting ability. Just how he sounded is just how he texted. I know that talk anywhere because it's tough, boy. I be trying to. I can't. My thumbs don't work like that. They work.
Yep.
They work. You know what I'm saying? I'm used to thumbing through a check. That thumbing through a text be tough. I'm used to just calling.
Yeah, calling's usually easier, but most people, you know, millennials and stuff like that, they do text.
Right,
I
right.
actually, I'm still a millennial. Here, look, I just did a swipe up right now, tune in, and then I put the link to the YouTube. All right, let's just go. Let's run it.
Hey,
We've been here for 10 minutes.
but
People are probably getting tired of me.
I ain't in no rush though. We gonna get everybody in, so everybody y'all come up. It's right there. YouTube, my live right now have none other than official Shark Tino. He's a what you are over there all in now? Because you're not acquisition no more. What is your
Uh,
position now?
no, you know what? I'm the right hand man. So like I handle all the high ticket items, all the high profile negotiations, all of the education side. So I mean, my official title, I don't really have a title. I was a business development director, and then I kind of moved from the services so to focus just mainly on like growth of the actual you know, the brand as well as like the education sector. So no, I don't really have like an actual title right now. It's really weird, to be honest with you.
I got one for you. He the shit over there all in.
There we go. I appreciate it.
When you get out the car, you park up under that big tree. You thought you were finna get that shade. Yeah, it was some shade. When you came out, there was bird shit everywhere. That's why you all like bird shit. So don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? We ain't playing no game. We don't even know what title to give him. Hey, hey, my boy.
Yeah.
I was like, what do he? I know you're doing the mentorship. We're gonna get into that in a little while,
Hmm.
but I know you start focusing more on the mentorship part of the
Yeah.
business model and actually helping a lot of businesses scale up. And we definitely gonna get on that in a minute.
For
But for
sure.
those that don't know, this is Tino, aka Official Shark Tino. And if y'all don't know what he is about and what he represent and where he came from to be where he is today, we gonna jump right into it and hey, share us a little bit about who Tino is before the shark and without the shark.
So just to get into it real quick. So you know, I'm from San Diego, California. Like I said, I'm from San Diego. Moved out here. My stepdad retired from the Navy. We moved out here in 2004. I graduated high school. I came out here my senior year, and then I joined the Army. I was in the Army for 7 years. Did all that crazy stuff, jumping on planes, doing all that stuff. And then what happened was, you know, like what I it was time to get out. Like a lot of people started dying. I went to Iraq, Afghanistan, did all that jazz, and it was just time to get out. So long story short, thanks. I appreciate you, Hector. Uh, long story short, what happened is, you know, I wanted to get out and kind of pursue something else. So my brother, I remember he was telling me like, "Oh, you ain't gonna be shit, but a security guard. Like, you're gonna be a cop. You can do SWAT, something like that." And
From the army, that he was thinking like
yeah,
it's best thing to still have that type of adrenaline and stuff, right?
exactly that. Or it was just hard. You know, the economy wasn't as great, so it was like time to just kind of like a lot of people weren't getting good jobs. They weren't getting jobs at all. And the reason why people weren't getting jobs though is because they were too scared to get out of their comfort zone. You know what I mean? A lot of people want to do what makes them comfortable, what they're used to. Huh?
Around about what year was this? So you kind of give everybody.
This was I got out in November 2011, but I was technically the way that the Army does is like you get out, but you have like paid time off. So my official out date was February 16th, 2012. So that was when I was completely honorably discharged from the United States Army, and it was time to go to school, get a job, figure something else, or be homeless, right? So what did I do? I got to school. I started going to school and was doing the GI Bill and stuff. And I was like, damn, I'm gonna go to school. I want to be a plastic surgeon. By the time I finish, it's gonna be so much time, like just years are just gonna go by because I'm starting at 25 instead of starting at like 18, like a lot of these young bucks were doing. So for me, it was just like, you know, what can I do? And I shit you not, I put this on mamas, man. Me and my brother were playing Call of Duty one day. This is after I got out of the Army. We were playing Call of Duty. We were drinking those little Mickeys, you know, the Mickey's bombers with the little on the caps. They got like a little quiz or a puzzle. So
Yeah.
we're drinking that, and we're eating food, we're cooking, and we're getting drunk. And I'm like, man, I can get a job anywhere. He's like, no, you can't. It's hard, whatever. I pulled up my iPad and I went to Craigslist, and the first job that was posted was for a car dealership. So I called him while I was faded and secured an appointment for an interview the next day. I went the next day. yada yada. Didn't want to give me a job at first because I had no sales experience. I interviewed with the first guy. He was like, let me talk to this. Like, I want you to talk to this guy. You're not a good fit for my team. So I talked to the second guy, and he was he was in the Marines at one point. He did like 3-4 years in the Marines. So he gave me a shot, and I did very well. So then I started doing very, very good at sales. And in no time, like, started clearing 6 figures easy, couple times over, and just moved up the ladder in the car business. So at one time, at some point, I just ended up saying, you know what, this is just too taxing. Like it's too many hours. It's just fucking, mental fuck. And it's just like, it's just too much, man. It's too much. So I ended up leaving that, and I decided to try and get into real estate. And I looked up who the best people here in my Phoenix market were, and it was TTP and All In. So I messaged both of them, and I told them, hey, look, man, like, I'm good. Like, I'm already, like, I'm not broke. I'm not like, I'm how do I get into something like this, and please don't just send me a link to a course. Well, TTP, it wasn't him. It was his automated email thing. I just got a thing for a course. So I'm like, man, I ain't doing this shit. So, and then I kept poking at Carlos on his lives and answering questions, sales questions, while he was on a live. And that's kind of how he like discovered me and got me in there. And the next day I went in for an interview. And at first they're like, you're overqualified, blah, blah, blah. Like, we're just not there yet to pay you what you deserve, like what you're capable of. And so like 2 months passed, and then finally they said, come back in. And Carlos, Sal wanted me to do business development, but Carlos was like, nah, man, he's a killer. I need him on the sales floor. So that's how I started acquisitions. I did acquisitions for a month and a half. I did 33 deals in those month and a half. And then I took a month and a half off because I was going through a divorce, not because I'm like got fat and lazy after getting paid and then just took some time off. So I took the time off, finalized my divorce and did all that stuff. And then I went back and I led a team for a month. I led a team of salespeople for a month, trained, pushed them, whatever. And we did very good. And then finally after that, I was like, I don't want to do this no more. And they're like, all right, we want to put you over here. So then I started doing the businesses, and I did that for a couple months. And then we started doing like ramping up the education sector. And then we started seeing like, hey man, like people would rather like talk to you than do the services shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you do better at talking to people and doing high ticket stuff, doing that stuff. So then I just went straight into the education sector. And that's what I've been doing because it was kind of hard for me to juggle both. I had these plans for the businesses, and it was just like very time consuming.
Yeah. And the other stuff that really made more sense to be doing. Which should have freed up a little more time, huh?
100%.
So look, you just killed it. Like you be shooting, you don't be playing. So yeah, this was my next question, right? So first I was gonna hit you with this, but I see you talking, so I hit you with the who posed the most knowledge into you, right? But look, I want to ask you this, but you killed it real quick. So you said what you kept doing was poking at TTP. Brent Daniels sent you that automated shit. You like shit, fuck that. I'm gonna keep poking at this one over here, poking over there at Carlos, and got their attention. That's how you did it straight, basically social media.
In the door with them is through social media, because a lot of people ask me like, how did All In find you or da da da? And I found them, right? And first they weren't going to give me a chance because they said I was overqualified. But the person who poured the most knowledge and references to dominating sales for me was Grant Cardone. Like I came up in the Grant Cardone, be obsessed, be average. Like that's how I was taught. But as far as
personal.
This guy, like you'll never hear about him because he's just probably like 60 years old now. He's a sales manager. His name is Dominic Demarinis.
When you said you probably ain't gonna never hear about him, I'm trying to write this G13 classified shit down. What you said his name was?
Coach. He was just a sales manager, man. And can you hear me?
Going in and out.
You can't hear me. You hear me? Okay. This guy, Dominic Demarinis, he was in a sales coach. He was not like that. He was just a sales manager who had the most charisma, the most like leading capabilities I've ever seen. Like his sales meetings were like, blah, blah, and then we're gonna do this and da da da. And who wants to stand on the mountain of fucking glory holding a bloody sword of fucking victory with me? And blah, and you get riled up. You be like, yeah, let's fucking do it. Let's go. We're gonna break records this weekend. And that dude taught me, he gave me a lot of tough love. You know what I'm saying? He taught me like, hey, this is how you do it. And this is when you inflect on your voice and you raise your voice. This is when you get serious. This is when you lean forward. This is when you lean back. No, not like that. Do it like this. You know, he was specifically like,
give me a scenario, man. Hold on, man. Give me a scenario.
He taught me how to match a mirror. He taught me all that stuff like you know, a lot of gurus teach now and sales experts, you know, like as far as when you're building rapport and stuff, and if they're kind of soft spoken, you're supposed to like come down, put your hands down like this on the table and lean forward with your head angled. It just kind of shows that you're submissive and you're a servant to them. Like you're there to serve them, not, hey, I'm King Dick fucking salesperson. I'm gonna close you and I'm gonna take all your money. You know what I mean? It just makes them feel like they're gonna bring that wall down. So there was little things and nuances and just little ways of going about things that I was taught that really, really helped out when it came to sales. And for me, it was just a relationship business. Like we didn't really talk about money. Like the way it was I would just talk. And when I would talk to them, I would just figure out their needs and wants. Because let's keep this 100. In any sales, no matter what niche or industry you're in, it's all about solving a problem, right? It's all about painting the picture, selling the sizzle, not the steak, right? Painting that grand scheme, that picture, that painting, that Van Gogh, that Picasso that says, hey, this is what I'm gonna do with this product that I'm buying from you. This is how it's gonna make my life better. So I would ask them, like, what do you plan on doing? Like, do you guys go camping a lot? Do you guys go on family trips? Yada. So what I would do is I would try to get them, they want the most amount of car for the least amount of money. So what I would do is give them the least amount of car for the most amount of money. You know what I'm saying? So what I would just try and check off all their boxes and not sell them all these extra stuff that they didn't really need. It's more of a want, right? It's not a requirement for them to buy the product, but more of a luxury. So I would get them all the necessities without giving them the luxury stuff that my commission would take a hit on. So I did really good at that, man. I did that for a year, and then I led a team for about 3.5 months, and I trained, hired, fired, became the #1 sales team. And then once I did that, one of the finance guys got arrested. Typically, it takes about 8 to 10 years to get into the finance box, and I ended up doing it in about a year and a half. And I got into finance, and because I was at the right place at the right time, I always showed up on time. I always had a positive attitude, and enough was never enough for me. So like that was what they wanted. They wanted to see like this guy's gonna fucking push. He's gonna take care of that sign up there outside, and he's gonna make it happen. So when there was other people that were theoretically ahead of me on a totem pole, but they just weren't producing and they were comfortable, where they were at, so they didn't get moved up. And we ended up kicking. He got arrested at the dealership, and the next week my ass is going to finance school, and that's kind of how it happened. I went from making 10 grand a month to like 30, 40, and 25 every single month, like in a matter overnight. So it was a big jump for me, and it kind of made me never want to go back. So and then that's kind of how I got into sales. I've only sold cars and the idea of something breaking down. So when you buy a car, right? The salesman shows you take it on test drive, you picture yourself parking in your garage, going on a trip, who are you gonna show it to first? You know what I mean? You're like, damn, this is the whip. And you get to touch it, you get to smell it, you get to feel it, you get to hear that Italian exhaust on, right? And you get that feeling of, man, this makes my face tingle when I hit the gas pedal. Now then when you fill out the paperwork and you agree on payments, you go to the back and then you see me. And then I'm the guy who says, hey, well, this shit can break. You got wheel, dent wheel, like this and this. fucking maintenance, blah, 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 blah. And then I bump your payment another $100. And like, for me, it's like, I would sell shit in case shit happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's a harder sell, but I did very, very well at it. And that's kind of how it went.
So that was like the warranties and stuff like that, or something like the extended warranties on different things. That's what you were good at, adding those extra fees on to get more commission or something.
I was a finance manager, so my job was like to negotiate, warranties, gap insurance, maintenance, all that stuff, as well as to talk to the banks and say, okay, you're approved, like to get you approved that let's say I got you to commit to like 6.99% interest rate. Well, I would talk to the bank and get you approved at 4.99% interest rate, and I would keep those 2 points for the length of the loan. You know what I'm saying? So we would be collecting profit that way as well on the spread of the bank interest rate.
Oh yeah. So what you learn as sales? Well, not tackling. I'll just say tackling sales because you didn't learn that like sales come natural. You know what I'm saying? Like some people, to be honest with you out there, hey, y'all come to YouTube right now. The link is right there. If that is not clicking for you, my channel is Loopy G R on YouTube. But yeah, man, with you tackling sales like that, and to be honest with everybody, like to say, like these are skills, like sales skills, like that's like your skill set. Usually, like if you don't have it, it's going like you don't have it. But if you got it, then it's easy for it to come out of you, and then you just can tackle some things. So with you switching gears and getting into the huh?
Like you're right. This sales has changed my entire life. Like I know, like I can go broke today, like just have nothing but the fucking drawers I got on and this t-shirt and a hat, and I know that tomorrow I can make it all back because I know that what I got in here and this thing in here, I can make it back. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that everyone needs to learn because sales is not just a job. It's a way of life. Like it's the way you talk. It's the way you walk. It's your confidence, the way you stand up straight. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that don't understand that. They think that it's like one of those things where you just clock in and clock out. Being a salesman, a good salesman, and is knowing your product knowledge, following a structure, a sales process, all that good stuff. Now, being a closer is different. Being a closer is somebody who overcomes objections. So when somebody says no, you're able to crush that objection. And that's kind of a way of life, like not taking no for an answer, always talking your way out of a fucking speeding ticket. What I mean? That stuff.
But look, check this out though. This is what I was gonna add to that though. But what you tackling sales like you did and transitioning and doing like real crazy spin. So you like 360 and still had the sales, but you knew the financial part of it like real quick. That made you a very, very dangerous individual. And I wouldn't expect for you to tell me that. So that this question is not on here, but with that made you excel like past everybody completely, and that's just on a mindset and knowing what to do on a financial type basis as far as with your own bread as you was gaining money with the sales part. That had to have been a amazing transition for you to understand the whole puzzle just that quick. Because like with me, I still have my struggles with understanding finances and stuff like that because I'm as far as being a business owner. I've been an entrepreneur forever, but understand finances on a black and white side, on that paperwork is totally different from like how I was living before. So like this right here is crazy that you got that knowledge and you got that training so quick and it propelled you so fast. Like that shit accelerated everything that you even thought about what you was coming into, right?
I had already been around. There you go. That's what happens when preparation meets opportunity. That's success, 100%. So
all the comments, man. Damn. What's up, everybody? My fault. Here, go ahead, do your thing.
Being able to understand like finances and numbers, and I'm a nerd, bro. I'm a super nerd. Like, I mean, don't let the tattoos fool you. Like, I'm a nerd. You know what I mean? And I love numbers. I love math. I hate math. Actually, I hate math, but I'm good at it. And everybody likes counting money, though, right? So
So for me, it's like if I can learn a concept of how stuff works on the back end, then I'm gold. But for me, for most people, the sales is the hard part. For you, you got the people skills. So the numbers is the easy part. For me, it's just like, okay, what am I selling? What are the features and benefits? What problem does it solve? How much is it? And how much what's the max I can sell it for? Those are the only questions I usually ask. Like,
Hit it one more time. Tell them one more time.
Whether it's a product, a course, a new mentorship we brainstormed on or something, mastermind, I always ask like, what are the benefits and features? Like, what are the details? Like, how long does it last? What does it consist of? Right. And then I ask like, what's the price? What's the price? What's the maximum I can sell it for? What's my cost? And that's pretty much it. That's all I care about. Because if I understand my product knowledge, then I know, okay, this is what it consists of. This is what problems it's going to solve. This is how it can pertain to you specifically. This is how much it costs me. This is how much I'm going to sell it for. And there's a profit I'm going to make, So that's kind of, that's how I look at it. For me, how long have I been in real estate business? I've been in the real estate business for almost 2 years. So January 15th, next year will be 2 years. So what does that put me at? Like a year and 10 months.
I've been in the business. Shit, you ain't play no games. You came in with fire on your feet.
Carlos, I told him when I interviewed, you know what I'm saying? Like, because he's like, bro, we can't pay you that shit off the rip. I said, man, I understand that, like, sometimes you got to take one step back to take two forward. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I wasn't one of those guys that live check to check. I always save my money for a rainy day, you know what I mean? And so for me, I just looked at it as an opportunity for growth, not where I'm starting, but where I could possibly be with these guys. And that's the way I look at it. So
how you feel about the decision you made?
I love it. I basically jumped into a brotherhood and a fraternity, a family, and it's like none other, man. And I love it. There's a lot of people that always ask, like, man, it's so, like, you guys have so much fun, like, blah, you guys are so tight knit. How you guys recruit and find people like that to have a family with? But it's different. It's how should I explain it, man? Like, me and Carlos and the guys, we talk every day, every single day. It doesn't matter what's going on. Doesn't matter, like, if I'm on vacation, they're on vacation. Like, we talk every day about anything. Like, I talked to Carlos earlier this morning. I talked to him last night. Like, we just constantly talking, bouncing ideas off of each other. And it's just, I do not regret my decision one bit. It's been great.
Yeah, because, man, you hit it. And that's a question that was down the way at the end, man. I was going to hit you with, how do the all-in entrepreneurs keep the foundation solid? Having the right people in the right seats at all times, man. Like, y'all are for real family. And that's one thing that, I really like. And it inspired me to make sure I put forth a solid effort, to have the same thing, because, people that don't know who Loopy G is, Loopy G stands for Level Up Property Investors Group. So I came into this business, forming a name for myself that actually is talking about forming a group of individuals that's going to become millionaires. So that shit right there is fire right there. You know what I'm saying? So,
they have core values, right? So whenever we hire somebody or interview, like, that's like the first thing. We got them posted, and it's like, hey, do you align with our core values? Loyalty, respect, selfless service. Sal was in the Army for a while. Like, he worked with the Army, so he's got kind of the same kind of core values. Which in the Army, the core values are leadership, right? Loyalty, respect, all that stuff, selfless service. And it sounds kind of the same. So, like, it was easy for me. It was like an easy fit of the puzzle. But realistically speaking, it's going to happen. You're going to kiss a few frogs before you hit a prince. You know what I mean? And, you just got to find the right ass for the right seat. And it's not always going to work. But when you get the right ass in the right seat, you got to keep that ass happy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Be an exchange of value. It's got to be exchange of value. So a lot of people have that problem. The hardest part in this business, man, once you start going and you're getting deals and you're consistently doing 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then you start scaling and you're like, damn, now I'm doing 20. And it's like, fuck, man, but this guy's only doing like 1 or 2 deals. And this guy wants to quit. And this guy, you know, the hardest thing in this business is people, man. I see it all the time. It's not how can I get leads? How can I get better data? How can I do this? What kind of marketing should I be doing? That's not the hard part, man. That's not a hard part. The hard part.
Right seat.
In the right seat. That's the hardest part, man. It's people, because you can't, as much as you want to, you can't pet every cat the same. You know what I mean? So that's where you gotta get creative, and sometimes
hold on, man. Hold on. Say that one more time. The little saying you just said.
The same. Like some cats, you got to be a little rough with them, you know, and then some cats you got to be soft, because if you pet them too hard, they smack you back. So you can't pet every cat the same. That's what I learned being a manager, a sales manager. You know, some of them you got to be soft, and some of them you got to be on their ass. They're queer for the whip. My brother, I love him to death, but he's a guy. He's got to feel the fucking lashings on his back every now and then. He's got to feel it. He's got to, you know, I got to motherfuck him. I got to smack him around. Huh?
My boy Randy?
Yeah. But see, he's a beast. He thrives on that energy. Some people are like that. They need that. They need that energy. They need to feel that. They need to be like, damn.
Hey, look, that remind me of when I was little, right? So I played with my cousins. They got me about like 4 years or something like that. So what they'll do to make you tough, you know what I'm saying? They hit you so hard where it make you cry. And when you cry, you turn red, you go crazy. They be like, yeah. Hey, they be crazy. It's like that, right?
You know, some people are queer for the ribs. Some people can't handle that. Like, it breaks them down. But building good sales leaders and salesmen is just, it's constantly like, you know, building them up. You have to build them up, build their confidence up so that they can close deals, and then break them down. You gotta let them know, hey man, good fucking job, man. But one hot day don't make it a summer. You know what I'm saying? One hot day don't make it a summer. So then you gotta start all over again. You went from hero to zero. Let's go. And that's how you break them up. You build them up to break them down. And that's what makes a good salesperson rise above and beyond expectations and be able to constantly keep leveling up, you know?
Right. So let's talk sales, man. How do you choose the next market to dominate? Because I know that y'all are in more than one market, but are you a part of finding new markets to jump in?
So for us, like when we're looking at different markets, right? They do an extensive report on it. For now, we kind of pulled out of a lot of markets, because what happened is when I got there, we were doing, you know, our main 3 markets, and then we started getting leads from. We're like, man, we're gonna fucking try it everywhere, right? But the problem is like you start going into different markets, and if you don't have like a loyal like buyers list or big group of you know, loyal buyers that you consistently use, it's kind of hard, especially since you don't know. Like, you can get some markets, man. You can get deals. I was getting deals at fucking 40 cents on the dollar, man, and still couldn't move that bitch just because there's no action going on there. So we look at like population. We look at population of the area. You know, how often, you know, properties are being moved around in that area, and different things like that. What the average, you know, sales price is for the home, average ARVs, all that shit. So there's a lot of research that goes into that. But right now we're in California. We're in Nevada, and we're in Arizona. I mean, man, we know this place. This is our backyard. You know what I'm saying? We're good at it. There's no shortage. There's no shortage here. This is Guru Capital USA.
Yeah.
We still, you know?
A lot of people out there, and y'all, it seems like everybody is eating it that's out there. Like everybody is eating that works out in that market.
I say, like, a lot of people pay attention to what other people are doing, and they're like, man, I can't compete with that cat. I can't compete with his marketing. I can't compete with, you know what I'm saying? But like, realistically speaking, man, it's not the person who who's doing all the marketing. It's really the other person on the other side of that fucking telephone. That's what really matters, you know. I saw something the other day where somebody was like, "Oh, is somebody calling my leads?" or some bullshit like that, right? And the thing is, like, people don't need to. That's like a drop in the fucking bucket. You know what I mean? Like, worrying about someone calling about your leads is a drop in the bucket. That's irrelevant, because if I get somebody on the phone and somebody like that gets somebody on the phone, the same person, I'm gonna fucking close that person. You know what I mean? Because I know my skill set, I know my confidence, and that's why, like, you just gotta perfect your craft. Because there's people that spend like fucking 10, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 in marketing every single month and are nowhere near where they should be on the return on investment, just because they haven't mastered the sales process. They haven't put a standard operating procedures in place, and they haven't trained themselves up. They just think, okay, the more I open this faucet, the more I'm going to catch, more water I'm going to get. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can do that. Imagine if you open that faucet just 25% and you're still getting the same amount of water as if you opened it 120%. You see what I'm saying? So it's basically working smarter, not harder. I don't know about you, man, but I'm trying to get the most amount of money for the least amount of work every time.
Right. So your go-to is like you say, talking to people. So you big on getting on the phone. Y'all not waiting for people to call in. Y'all smacking people up. Like, hey, you want some? Hey, you want some? Hey, that's what y'all do. So be like effective, multiple resources and skill sets. What's your thought on that? Because you like talking to people. There's like a deal machine where people are going by the property, sending postcards and stuff like that.
As far as marketing goes, right? Like, using multiple resources, you can't hurt yourself, right? Unless you're doing it uneducated. There's a lot of people that will just rely on one marketing channel that's not even effective. You know what I mean? Obviously, one of the cheapest ones, the cheapest is driving for dollars. Second cheapest would probably be cold calling, right? And then the third cheapest would probably be SMS or something like that. But a lot of people, they'll be killing it in cold calling, killing it. And then they'll be like, okay, well, I'm going to just try SMS. Like, I'm going to go just to SMS and RVM. I'm going to stop cold calling. Why are you going to do that? You're already doing good at something. Like, you found something that's working for you. Why not add to it? Add to it. So yeah, multiple resources and skill sets. If you can use resources, use them, man. Leverage other people. Leverage your skills. Add value to people. It's crazy to think that anybody can buy and sell properties all on the phone, online. You can go to All In Wholesaling, our Facebook group, and sell properties there. There's so many people always selling properties and making bids there. What has been your best favorite marketing strategy to initiate contact with sellers this far? Okay, so the most effective is PPC. And I'm sure you know why that is. With PPC, those people are contacting you ready to sell their house. They went to your website. They filled in their information, right? And so they're like, please, Loopy, give me a cash offer for my property, please. Those people, for us, we're doing anywhere, like 1 out of every 8, we make a deal. So 1 out of every 8, we're making a deal. Typically, it's anywhere between 10 to 12, 1 every 10 to 12.
So how much is it per click? We gotta say pay per click.
In some markets, and how aggressive your campaign is. We use Magnus Digital, Dave, at Magnus Digital. It's a great company. For us, it depends on your market. So in some markets, it can be $80. Some markets, it can be $160. It just depends how competitive your market is. If you're in like San Francisco's, in the Bay Area, it's gonna be pretty high. If you're in some place in Texas, some small town, it's not gonna be that expensive. You know what I mean? But that's something that a market manager would look into. Look at all the analytics and the demographic data and be like, okay, based on everything, this is where you need to be aggressive and kind of rank up in the PPC sector.
So when would you actually advise somebody to start dipping into the pay-per-click? Like where would this individual need to be at as far as business structure wise and as far as capital wise?
they get discouraged with pay-per-click because it's kind of expensive. They think, oh, it's so expensive, right? Because your cost per lead is higher than, let's say, cold calling. But in fact, your cost per deal is lower than cold calling. If you do the math, you're getting more leads with cold calling, but it takes more to make a deal, more leads to make a deal than had you just done pay-per-click. But the difference is, is that when you're doing pay-per-click, you put money into an account and then it goes per click, like it starts to draw. So it's like an escrow account. It's there, you fund your account, and then it gets pulled from there. Now on cold calling, you pay as you go. So a lot of people get scared by that, to drop, money into an account and have it happen, because it's like, man, what it is basically is you're not confident in your own sales ability, your own skill set. So a lot of people, for that, if you're going to do PPC, most people that do that have a full-on team, and they got killers. Like, you want whoever is going to answer that phone when it rings to be a monster, because those people are.
This is not for the startups. This is not for the startup guys and people that don't have a team. This is somebody that have a team in place, and nailing consecutive deals like again throughout the month, and really going in. This is for one of those type of business models right there that want that little extra
skill set, advanced team, and you got killers, because you're going to spend some money, And I got people that do that. I have a one-man guy. His name is Roman. He's badass. He was a finance manager just like me in the car business, and the guy's doing 6-figure months as a one-man team, and he only does PPC, and because he's a monster. You know what I mean? He's a monster. So when he gets a deal, he makes sure that he expands on that deal, stretches it out, and makes every penny count, makes every call count. So, like, PPC is the best as far as like what money can get. And then the easiest way to get there is to start cold calling, make deals.
Hey, Don Griffin, had a question. You talking about advice for finding the right acquisition guy. Leads have been falling through the cracks, man. That's a good question, because I like to know that too.
This is what you got to look at. Not only are you wasting money by paying this guy who's not really producing, but you hit the nail on the head. Leads are falling through the cracks. So your cost of opportunity is worth way more than what you're paying this guy. So a lot of people say, I want good work, but I want it cheap. Well, let's be honest, right? Good work ain't cheap, and cheap work ain't good. All right. So what you got to do is kiss a few frogs before you get a prince. You got to make sure that whoever you're hiring has some sort of trainability, that like, hey, I can turn this guy, if I can train him, I know I can make him a beast. So he has to have the mindset that he's willing to learn, and by any means necessary, be good at whatever it is you're teaching him. He's got to be able to run through walls for you, right? And you got to tee him up, show him how to do it, sit next to him and do it. You typically, you'll know within the first 2 weeks whether or not you got a guy or not. In those first 2 weeks, you'll say, okay, like, this guy, he's going to be good, or this guy's probably not going to be good. You'll know right away. So that's how you find a good acquisitions manager. We have a hiring system that we use. It's kind of proprietary, something that we put together, and it's ads. And then there's a hiring process where we ask specific questions in an interview. They see somebody, then they see somebody else, then they see somebody else. And then we decide, okay, yeah, this is a good fit, or nah, then we're going to give this person a pass.
And for y'all that don't know, we will be tapping into some more questions where we talk about future events and stuff that are coming up. For those that don't know, the Momentum event that just passed, they actually broke down a lot of that stuff on how to hire. And for those that don't have a lot of money, and for those that, don't have any money at all, kind of show you, what you need to do, how you can hire these people and get these people on board, and basically have the right person in the right seat quickly, because how they were showing to do the hiring, you're not going to be shelling out a ton of money. You should be, like you said, within 2 weeks, you'll know if you have a killer or not, and you'll know whether to go for the other 2 weeks out the month, or give that person a shot, because they might just have the juice. So if y'all missed Momentum, they did speak on that, and he gave y'all a little of what y'all would be able to look for when you actually come to an all-in event. But we'll be touching back on that in a few, because that right there was some fire right there, what you just gave them. And one time.
There, so you kind of got to see everything. Like they pulled out back the curtain to show even what we pay our salespeople, all that stuff.
Yeah. So basically, we want to know, does All In have systems built and designed for the real estate community?
So there's a bunch of different systems that we built. So the way it happens is, when you try something out and you're like, man, this is cool, but I wish that this did this, or I wish that it didn't do this, or wouldn't it be cool if it could do this? So what happened is, we started using it, and then we started figuring out, okay, like it would be way better to track if we did this, this, or this. And then they came up, Sal created, he was a mastermind behind the Hercules Podio. Which it's fully integratable with your leads. You can do signatures on the spot within the Hercules system. So you can e-signature out, e-signature back, send it to title. Like you can do everything from one place, right? Auto like responder, follow-up campaigns, all that stuff. So that's one. We have a SMS platform which we use called Lead Blast Pro. We have a direct mail for postcards and stuff like that. Google Street View postcards. That is called turboletters.com. We have a data house. So instead of using ListSource, we use a program called Listiva, which gives you pinpoint access to data and leads, not just in the real estate sector, but in anything. So if you have like, let's say you're in sales and you do direct TV, and you wanna hit all the people that have Cox Cable, you can look into that. That's a niche, and you can look at it by zip code. Like I want to hit all the 25 to 30 to 45-year-olds in my zip code that have direct TV. So then you get that, and then you run a direct mail campaign to them. You say, hey, look, because you're switching from Cox Cable to direct TV, I'm going to give you 50% off, because direct TV is a franchise type deal, like where you can own one and you control the pricing. So you can do different things like that. Or if you're a small business, let's say you're a coffee shop and you want to pull all the coffee drinkers, all the people that drink coffee within 7 zip codes, and you want to tell them, hey, look, you've been going to Starbucks. I know you've been drinking Starbucks. Stop with that. Come get a more personable feel. Come get home brewed coffee. Da, 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 da. You have your local coffee shop. You start sending them a text blast. Same thing with real estate, man. People don't understand. Like these businesses are all business.
Boy, you just dropped a nuclear bomb. They didn't even tell us this in the momentum event about the Steve.
Watch, just wait. Like marketing's marketing, man.
I ain't gonna wait because me and you we need to have a conference call. Shit, when this shit over with or some goddamn shit. I didn't know. Shit.
Yeah, man, we got some stuff cooking. We also got something cooking right now too with the community. So goes back into the education, right? So we got different levels of mentorship. We got different levels of courses. Got different levels of events, educational events. And the problem is that a lot of the events that we do, for the most part, like we have like an entry level course, and then we got. Thank you, Don. I appreciate you. And then we got like, boom, quite pricey mentorship program that's a year long, right? And then we got a one-on-one with Carlos, which is 90 days. So we're building products in between. The problem is like supply and demand, right? So we started off with doing $1,000 phone calls with Carlos, and we ran that up super quick, and we had to turn a bunch of people down. So then we're like, all right, we're gonna do $5,000 and $10,000 mentorship things. Huh?
I said Carlos ran out of breath or something. $1,000 a call. He ran out of breath. He couldn't breathe no more.
Yeah, it was too much. Like I'm like slapping people away. You know what I'm saying? Like so it was just too much. It was too much. So then we went to $5,000 and $10,000 mentorships that were like 45 days, 6 weeks, and then it was just too many of them. And it's like, damn, it's too many. So then we started raising it up even more. So then we're like, all right, we're gonna do 10 and 15. So we did that. That lasted for like 2.5 months, 3 months, and I'm like, man, It's too many. So then we jumped back up. We jumped up again. And then we went to 20 and 30, and same shit happened. So now we're at 30 and 50,000. Okay, we're at 30 and 50,000. And so what we created was this thing called. I'm not even supposed to talk about it, but I'm gonna talk about it because I'm gonna be about it. It's called All In Academy, and it's gonna be a place for the community to be able to have a platform to have kind of like a educational suite where it's all in one. Like live trainings will be there, webinars will be there, everything will be there, documentation, services. It's all in one suite. So that's going to be launching extremely soon. And by soon, I mean very, very soon. So that I look forward to that. And I know the community is going to love that because it's going to be something that's going to help out everyone from you're just thinking about maybe getting into wholesaling to, hey, dude, I'm doing 30, 40, 50 deals a month, in the East Coast in Florida. And now I want to step it up. I want to be surrounded by people that are, doing big things, high level. Like, see, like that guy right there, Reynaldo, he's one of the mentees who signed up for Executive Elite. Yep, that guy right there, that gentleman and his partner, Art, they signed up. He's a mentee. He just moved into the building that we're currently at right now, temporarily. And man, I've seen his glow up. Bro, his friend, Art, his partner, well, they're friends too. His partner, Art, I remember meeting him when he was just getting in it. And like, it's crazy. Like, I met him last year, and then this year, he's shelling out a lot of money and betting on himself for the mentorship. So it's all about exponential growth, and it's about skin in the game. Because one thing that we have learned is that when people pay, they pay attention, right? And just because you have the money, you have the 30, 50 grand to get in, doesn't mean that you're going to get in. It's a process where I hop on a call with you, I kind of interview you, try to see if, where you're at and your competent level, your business structure, your marketing budget, just to see if you're all around like a good mesh. This is the way I look at it. If I can't invite you to come around and hang out with me and my kids, it's probably not a good fit. That's like what I always go back to. Like, if you're not somebody that I can bring around my kids and confidently hang out with you, have a drink with you, it's probably not a good fit. So, there is a process to getting that to happen. And then once you get in, man, we've had nothing but success. Thank God, I'm gonna knock on wood. We've had nothing but success because we properly vet everybody. Which website? Listiva.com. LISTIVA.
Man, you ain't got to knock on wood, bro. We don't believe in luck, man. We just make shit happen. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're a firm believer of just making shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Like you built for this, you made for this, and you know that. You know what I'm saying? Can't nobody else tell you nothing different. You know what I'm saying? Let's get back on these real quick, man. Your strong points when it comes to putting systems in place to automate a real estate business. I'm still, structuring my stuff too. So, this is a good question. This is something that I like to know.
It's crazy because 40% of our deals month in and month out come from the follow-up. So what we do is with Hercules, you can create a follow-up process, right? We create the follow-up process and it tracks everything. So our KPIs are tracked in there to let us know how long this lead was in our system, how many times it was touched before it became a deal. We got people reaching out to us that we reached out to originally 6 months ago that told us to go pound sand. And then we shoot them a follow-up text through a follow-up campaign. They're like, hey, Tino, are you still interested in buying my house? I'm ready. It should happen. Life happens, right? Today you might not want to sell, but you might want to sell next year or 6 months from now. Shit, 30 days, who knows? What if you catch a girl cheating on you, Jody got your girl, and now you're like, hey, I want a divorce. Now all of a sudden shit happens, and now you got to get rid of the house quick. We got you. So that, it's all about systems and automation, because systems and automation saves you so much time. Think about it this way. If you had to send a text message when doing a 10, 20,000 SMS campaign, one at a time by your hand, it would, your fingers would go through that iPhone, and you wouldn't have enough time in the day to do that. That's why people created a dialer. That's why people create this SMS thing, predictive dollars and stuff like that. So my strong points when coming to putting systems in place is being able to recognize things and say, okay, well, if we did it this way and you cut this part out, then it would just be directly and it'd be faster. So being able to see where we can not cut corners necessarily, but cut time, and because time is money. And if you cut the time, then you get to the bag faster. So, for us is to be able to recognize stuff that we could do better and then put it together so that it is better and release a product for it. www.investorautomation.com.
Hold on, say that again. www.investorautomation.com. Automation. All right. So yeah, y'all got that one right there. That came straight from the homie right there. So are there any new tools that you will be applying to your business model for the last quarter to bring in the new year?
As far as new tools, we have one. We have a new CRM under extensive development that's going to be going live here pretty soon. And a lot of stuff I'm not supposed to talk about yet, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. It's called Prospect X. You're going to be able to set up, marketing campaigns, everything. You'll be able to set up to 2 years in advance. I think it might be a year, but probably a 2. I think it's 2. 2 years in advance. Like, you can set up your campaign schedule early the whole time. So it can be like, you can have, all right, I'm going to set up my SMS blast, and then I'm going to have my RVM blast, and it's going to go up to here, and they're going to overlap just this piece. And then right here, I'm going to have this campaign start. You can set all that stuff up. You can get all of your marketing in place and structured and built out. That way you can just tweak it. So, a lot of people market based on what they're making. So what they make on the month prior, you can go in there and you can tweak. Okay, now I want, instead of dropping just RVMs and text blast, I want to do RVM, text blast, and then I want to add, PPC or something like that. And you can put that all in there and schedule all that stuff in. Man, this thing.
And everything gonna be automated. So this is what y'all talked about. You see, y'all didn't even drop all that game as far as on boy. You going out, boy. You better make sure. But don't fuck it up over there, man. Shit. Be cool a little bit, man. Cause hey man, I paid for the momentum event, boy. Y'all, you just told. I knew about the Prospect X, but shit, boy, you told me some shit just now. I'm like, damn. So y'all finna put all that into the system.
It's gonna be an all-in-one thing. And let me tell you, man, like a lot of people need this because there's people out there that's still doing their fucking follow-ups, still doing their They don't have a CRM. They're using Google Sheets. Motherfuckers using Post-it notes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. There's no way that you can run a big business, a big scalable business, because that's not scalable. It might work for little onesies and twosies, maybe 4 deals a month, but it's not something that's scalable. It's something that's going to flop eventually because you're going to get to a choke point where you don't have the bandwidth. You're going to have shit leads falling through the cracks, like my man said earlier. Like, that's what's going to happen. And even if it's you, no matter how much it happens, like how much you try, it's going to happen. So, with this CRM system, it's going to keep it tight, man. It's going to keep it real tight. And it is something that helps anyone, from whether you're just getting started. I wouldn't say like straight out the rip, like get a CRM. Like, fuck, I just started driving for dollars, I'm going to get a CRM. Like, you probably want to save your money, right? I'm not saying it's not a good investment, but you're probably just not there yet. Till you get 100 leads.
How do you know you're there?
If you have a couple hundred leads that you can, let's say over 100, I would say, because then you can put it in there. Look at my man Brandon TV. I'm literally using Google Sheets and sticky notes. Oh shit, yeah, man. If you get to a certain point where you got 100 leads,
I think I'm trying to think. What city are you in, man? Because I think I know him. Are you in Louisiana? So I think you're doing it out there with the Google Sheets and sticky notes. Shit, if that's who I think you is, go ahead.
It works to a certain point. You know what I mean? Because once you start to scale, it's impossible. You can't keep track. Like, it's impossible, man. Like me, I get scatterbrained. Like if I get 8 new leads a day, that's enough for me. I remember I was killing it like that. Like, man, give Tino more leads. they'll give me like 16, 25. He's in Louisiana. He said, "Yep, Louisiana." So we get so many leads, I'll just pass them off because I'm like, "There's too many. It's too many. It's too many. I'm not gonna effectively work every single lead. Then you start just fucking off and just calling it just to call it, without trying it, because you got to treat them leads like gold. But yeah, so if you want to treat your leads like gold, quit putting them on fucking sticky notes and get you a CRM. I would say at like 50 leads, then you got to do it. It's definitely going to help.
So how many leads is too much for one individual to have in a pipeline at one time kind of work?
Okay, so this is the way you got to look at it, right? Because it's compounding. You might not close that individual in that first call. Let's say you get 8 leads today, right? Let's say I get 8 leads. From those 8 leads, I get a hold of 4 of them, right? And out of those 4, I'm working 2 of them. They're close. We're working numbers. We're negotiating back and forth. So 4 out of those 8, right? I got a hold of 4 of those 8. Let me do it like this: 4 of those 8. So what's going to happen is the next day, I didn't get a hold of these 4, but I talked to these 4. 2 told me to fuck off, and 2 I'm working. So the next day, let's say I get 8 more leads. So now I got these 4 that I'm working and that, that told me to fuck off. These that I didn't get a hold of, plus 8 more. So it's compounding. So now I got to worry about 16 leads. And let's say there's 2 that told me to fuck off. So now I got to worry about 14 leads the next day. And then what happens the next day? Let's say I get rid of it. So then now I'm going through leads faster. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through leads faster. So then you start to see a point of diminishing returns where it's like, okay, I can't effectively. There's a difference between handling leads and effectively handling leads, right? So if you're handling leads, you're just clearing it. You're coming, I contacted it, contact attempt, I tried to call it, So which goes back to the way I do when I call a lead, it's a process. You know what I'm saying?
Tell us how you do it, man. You got the three a day. You hitting them 3 a day, huh?
Lead, I'll call it in the morning, in the afternoon, and the evening. So I'll start 3, 2, 1. So 3 phone calls. I'll call it 3 times. Most of the time they won't answer, right? Because they don't understand. They don't like. Usually, let's say you get a call, you don't recognize the number, you're probably not gonna answer. Now, if I get the call 2 times in a row, I'm like, who the fuck is calling me 2 times? Like, who is this? I'm gonna ignore it. But they call me 3 times in a row, I'm like, all right, something's popping. Like somebody's in trouble. So something's going on. So then I hop on and I'm like, yo, and then they answer, right? So, but let's say for some reason I don't get a hold of them. Then I'm gonna do another thing. I'm gonna text them and email them. 2 forms of communication. Text communication. So text and email. Hey, how's it going? This is Tino. I just want to get in touch with you. Give me a call. I got something great for you. Right? And that's it. They don't text me back. They don't do nothing, whatever. So then I go back to the second stage. And then around lunchtime, I'm going to call them 3 more times. 3. I call them once, they don't answer. I call them twice, they don't answer. I call them the 3rd time, they don't answer. Then I leave a voicemail. That's my one voicemail. I say, hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? This is Tino. Man, you a tough guy to get a hold of. I got something great for you. I'm trying to put some money in your pocket, right? I know you talked to Maria about the property on 123 Main Street. I got something for you. I know you're going to love it. Give me a call back as soon as possible. Now, check this out. I'm not done yet, but if I say, give me a call back as soon as possible, this is what most salespeople do. Hey, Mr. Johnson, this is Tino with Property Cash Buyers, and I'm trying to get a hold of you. I want to buy your property. I'm interested. I got money. I'll close quick. Call me back. And they hang up. So what does that do? We're playing tennis, right? I hit the ball on your side. Boop. What do I gotta do? When I hit the ball to your side of the tennis court, what do I do now? I gotta wait for you to hit it back, right? Because I don't got another ball to hit. So I gotta wait for you. So I give you the control. So now I gotta wait. Now let's say you don't call me back and I call you again. Then what? Then I look like a fucking crazy desperate person. I told you to call me back ASAP, but here I am calling you again. So this is how my voicemail goes. Hey, Mr. Johnson, how you doing? This is Tino. Damn, you're a hard guy to get a hold of. Hey, I just want to put some money in your pocket. I know you talked to Maria about your house on 123 Main Street. It looks good based on everything that she told me, the information she got from you. I just need to ask you some quick questions real quick. Might take 10, 15 minutes, but I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot of money out of this property. Give me a call back as soon as possible. But then this is where I add on to that. I'm going to give you a call back probably around 6 p.m. today. But if you get free before then, please give me a call back as soon as possible. Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Talk to you soon. And I hang up. So this is what I did. I told him why I'm calling, right? First, why I'm calling him. I told him, call me back as soon as possible. Now, if he's not interested, he's not gonna call you back, right? But then I told him, hey, I'm gonna give you a call again. I'm gonna call you again. Like this it's not over yet. Like I'm gonna call you again. So if you don't want to hear your fucking phone ring again 3 more times, call me back. Typically on that time, people will call you back. Then they're like, no, okay, so that's the number that was calling me earlier. Okay, so you want he's the dude that Maria told me that was gonna call me. Maria told me that he was gonna call me. Okay, so then that's how I get a hold of them. They call me back typically after that second set of calls. You know what I mean? So I call them 3 times. I sent them a voicemail, a text and an email, and then I call him 3 more times, and then I send him a voicemail, and then he's like, "Oh shit! Now I know why this motherfucker's calling me. He's got my money. I want it in my bank account, so I'm gonna call him back. Hey, Tino, how you doing?" They call you back literally within 5 minutes.
So you call them. So if they don't call you back on the 6th call, that means you call them 3 more times in the evening.
Hey, Mr. Johnson, blah blah blah. You know, I'm working 24/7. If I'm breathing, I'm working. So just it doesn't matter what time you free up. Give me a call. If I don't hear from you tonight, I'm gonna give you a call back in the morning. I just know that 3 more times in a voicemail. Hang up. So then if I don't hear from them by then, they're just probably smoke. It's not like a real deal. Most of the time, it don't get past the 6th call. You know what I mean? It don't get past that. But if it does, then,
that's why, because your voicemail, you drop a bomb on them on the voicemails.
You know, all your fucking scripts that are just like, hey, Mr. Johnson, this is in the fucking robot. Hey, Mr. Johnson, this is Tino with Levi Properties Cash. I was calling about your property at 123 Main Street. We spoke to my assistant, and like people don't want to deal with that, man. They like you're the professional, right? They only sell their house like once every 20, 30 years. Sometimes fucking never sold a house before in their life, right? So you're the professional. You got to steer that direction. You got to steer that conversation. You got to let that customer know that, hey, you're in good hands. You know what I'm saying?
Like a character about yourself. That goes with the rapport building. Like that's your first initial point of rapport building is when they don't actually talk to you and you do have the opportunity to leave that voicemail or whatever. That's when you present your character, who you are, you know, and that's when it starts making sense to them. So if they don't call you back, it's either they just don't want to sell the house or they don't like your ass. It was one or the other.
Like a lot of people, you know, it's just like when you shake somebody's hand. When I meet you, right? When I meet you, if you shake somebody's hand and they're out here like with the little dead fish hand, you know what I'm saying? The little sister handshake, then you already know, like, all right, he's probably not really like, he ain't really about his shit. You know what I'm saying? When I shake somebody's hand, if we go deep in it, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, and I feel that firmness, like, yo, and we locking right here. I know, okay, like this dude about his business, he's about his money, he's serious, you know, and you can tell a lot by somebody's handshake the same way you can tell when somebody addresses you, you know, the way they carry themselves. Like I said, it's all about being a closer 24/7. But yeah, that makes a big difference. They usually don't go past the sixth call. You got another question right there?
Yeah, check that out, man. How have the coronavirus affected the negotiation tactics for acquiring properties? Because I'm gonna drop a little nugget for those that didn't attend the momentum, the All In Momentum event. They spoke about how at first majority of their business is like 90 or 95% wholesaling, and 5 to 10% buy and hold. Now it has changed to almost like a 60-40 or something like that. So I want to know, with this being due to the coronavirus, have that affected the negotiation tactics for acquiring these properties now?
Okay, so wholesaling is just one exit strategy, right? There's different things you can do with a property that you bought at a discounted rate off market. Now, for us with coronavirus, as far as negotiations, like it's helped. there's a lot of people that need to get out of their fucking house. Like they stopped paying their mortgage, they lost their jobs, they needed downsize. Well, think about this. There's a lot of families that kids went to college, they went off to do other things, or they just have to downsize, and they were like, yeah, we'll get around to it. Well, shit, they lost their job, and Uncle Trump stopped paying. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time. They got to get out of there. They got to cash out on that equity. So that's when you come in like a superhero. Now, as far as us, coronavirus, maybe like, you know, our buyers were a little bit apprehensive the first couple weeks when all that shit popped off. But we buy properties and take down ourselves, so it wasn't that scary. We know it's resilient. It's going to pop back up. So for us, you know, we do 92% of our deals are all done virtually. So we actually make fun of you if you can't close a deal over the phone. If you're local, like, it's like, why can't you close them? I'm
telling my people that too, man. And my thing was actually liking to get in front of people. So, you know, man, when y'all hit me with that, I say, yeah, it's time for me to step it up, go to less properties, and make sure I'm giving the right offers over the phone and nailing them in and go ahead and getting that agreement signed over the phone. So y'all really got my attention the last month with that momentum, man.
20 minutes away, right? It's 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. Let's say you get there, you spend 40 minutes there, 30 minutes. Let's say 30 minutes. That's 40 plus 30, that's 70 minutes. That's 10 minutes over an hour that you wasted when you could have done this. Now, if you absolutely have to go see a property, that's fine. Some people from the old school, they want to shake your hand. They want to meet you, right? They want to know who you are. So that's cool. A lot of people don't have the technology, or they're scared, or, you know, they don't feel comfortable selling their home over a DocuSign. That's cool. So what you do is you tell them, hey, you know, as long as everything that you have told me thus far is accurate and truthful, this is where I'm going to be as far as price goes. Just do this. I'm going to send you this DocuSign just so I can start the process, make sure that you're serious as a seller. And I'm definitely not wasting your time. So I would hope that you'd value mine. If you can sign this for me, and then I'm going to go down there and look at your property. Now, if it's in better condition than you thought it was, I'll raise the price. If it's not exactly what you explained to me, then we're probably going to have to revisit that. Is that fair? And they'll usually say, yeah, that makes sense. And I'll be like, I can be over there in the next 30 minutes, but just go ahead and shoot here. All right, go ahead, open it, click on the blue button. You see this? It's going to say da-da-da-da, and I just go over the thing with them. I have them sign DocuSign, and then I'll go visit the property if I have to. And then, you know, I'll meet them in person, and we'll go from there.
What's your like people have their special moves, you feel me? Like even in basketball, like Jordan had his special move, and it became a symbol on the hottest shoes on the planet. You got everybody kind of got their own little special thing. What's your man? They don't know who they talking about. I'm finna nail this call and bam, you close them and get a sign. Like what? I know it's a saying or something you got that you give us that ain't it's yours, but you got another tucked out that you ain't gonna give us, but you got one that you will give us. I want to hear that bad motherfucker.
Married couple, you know, and they've been married for a while, and you know, let's say they've been married 20 years, right? And the wife wants to sell, but the husband doesn't because he's comfortable. He's the one bringing in the bread. He's getting ready to retire, and they want to move. She wants to move to Miami and get a little condo or whatever. And you know, like this actually happened before. And they were married for 20 years. And I said, man, like, you guys been married for 20 years. Congratulations. That's rare this day and age, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, how'd you guys meet, if you don't mind me asking? And I just started asking, going back to the report, even though the husband said, nah, we're going to think about it. But the wife is like, I could tell she wants to do it. Then I'll just go into the story and I'll just ask them a little bit about themselves. And they start vomiting all the information you need to close it. So then they say, yeah, you know, I met her in high school, blah, blah, blah. We both were, I was a football player. She was a cheerleader, some story like that. And I say, man, like, I'm sure you guys have had your ups and downs, right? And they're like, yeah. Well, what's the secret? What's the secret sauce to staying married that long? And they usually say, oh, you know, it's all about compromise. And, you know, sometimes you got to give before you take. And, you know, just they'll say some old head shit like that. It makes sense. But, you know, they'll say some old head shit like that. And then I'll just usually be like, man, so like this whole time you made your wife smile for 20 years, huh? Like, man, all them things you had to go through to keep her smiling, right? Like, yeah, and like And then I'll look at the wife and be like, man, so you really want to move, right? She's like, yeah. And I'll look at the husband and be like, hey, Jimmy, let me ask you a question. I don't mean to put you in the doghouse or nothing, but you said you made her smile for 20 plus years, man. And you do anything. She's your best friend and all that stuff, right? Like, let me ask you a serious question. What's changed? What's changed? And then the wife will look at the husband. The wife will look at the husband like this.
Put that Fat Jolene back.
That point, sir, you got two choices. One, you're gonna say, hey, I'm gonna make my wife smile and I'm gonna go through with this. Two, you're gonna just fuck it up. But most of the time they're gonna be like, I see what you did there. And I'm like, hey, I'm just wondering. And usually they're like, come on, I'm gonna make your wife smile. Come on, man, let's just go ahead and do this. You're gonna think about it. Like, what are you gonna think about? And sometimes they say, hey, well, we want to pray. I'm like, hey, let's pray. Let's pray. And sometimes you'll get a guy who's like real, the wife doesn't want to do it, but the husband does want to do it. But the husband wants more money for the property. This is my favorite one. So when I am asking questions and I'm building rapport and I'm fact finding, I'm asking questions about the property. I do like a tour, a virtual tour, where I go in the door and I'm asking them questions. I'm not physically going in the door, but I say, hey, you got like 10, 15, thank you, Andres. You have 10, 15 minutes so I can just go ask you a couple questions because I want to make sure that I can put the most money in your pocket. I'm here for you. And they're like, all right, cool. So I start asking them, all right, so when you open the door, it looks like there's a hallway, right? And to the left's the kitchen, yes. Okay, when's the last time you changed the carpeting? When's the last time you changed the cabinets? Did you upgrade the countertops? What kind of counter? It's got granite? No, I was going to do granite last year, but when I got my taxes, but you know how that goes. I was going to do that in the roof. Oh, how much they quote you on the countertop? Oh, they quoted me for 4 G's. I'm like, all right, 4 grand. At this point, I'm writing everything down. I'm writing it down. They don't know I'm writing it down, but I'm writing it down on a piece of paper. Oh, yeah, what about the roof? Oh, they quoted me 7,000. I'm like, oh, damn. Like, yeah, I ended up putting some rims on my hoopty, and, we went on family vacation. I'm like, all right, bet. So I write down 7 G's. I go through every single room in the house, asking them questions. Like, did you put new tile? Did you put a new vanity? And I write all that shit down. So then when it comes down to negotiating and I'm hitting them at 40 cents on a dollar, then I can hit them. Like, it's easier for me to go up than it is to go down. You know what I'm saying? So I know, like, I try to get the number out of them to see what they're looking to get. But if I can't, I hit them at 40%. And then I go up from there. Then what I say is, hey, Mr. Johnson, I add all the numbers up you told me. And with this countertops, with the roof, with this, it's going to be this much in repairs. So if I buy this house from you at the price you want, plus this, like I should be giving you less than what I'm offering you, right? Now, you told me it's going to cost this, and this. Now, these are your numbers, Mr. Johnson. Now, you wouldn't lie to me, would you? And he's usually they're like, damn, like, yeah, you're right. Because they gave me the numbers. They can't call you a liar if you're using their own facts against them, right? So I use that tactic a lot. Every single time when I was acquiring properties, I was asking this question so that I can use their own data against them. Another thing that I would do is I would say, hey, now they're like, I want to think about it, blah, blah, blah. Like, you've been thinking about selling this house for 6 months, right? Do you have the money to invest in it? You told me it's going to take like 50, based on the numbers you told me, it's going to be like $20,000 to get it tip-top shape. It's going to take you $20,000. You're going to have to list it on the market. You're going to have strangers in and out of your house with your wife while you at work. You know what I'm saying? After the 3rd month, the real estate agent's going to keep dropping your price. You're paying for the BMW fund, the closing costs, all that commission. Like, don't you think it would be stupid for you to put 20 grand, deal with all that, have strangers in your house, do all that stuff, and I just paint the picture of just such a fucking hassle, a headache that you don't want to fucking deal with. And then I say, like, wouldn't that be stupid? And when they say, yeah, yeah, I get them to say, yeah, that would be stupid. Like, I no matter what, I want those words to come out of their fucking mouth. Yeah, you're right, that would be stupid. I want those words to come out of their mouth. Because then the next thing I ask them is, so why wouldn't you sell your property to me? I can close this deal in 2 weeks. Show me you're not stupid. and I just shut the fuck up.
Damn, that you do that continue that's your uppercut all the time. Like usually, like
Yeah, that's my secret sauce right there. So like, if I get
hey, just you threw me off. Rerun it just one more time. That whole.
I can list it and make more money. I can list it and get more money for my property. So what I do is I paint this picture of such a pain in the fucking ass it's gonna be. You're gonna have to put 20 grand into it, which you say you don't have $20,000, Mr. Johnson. But let's say you put it on a credit card, pull, somewhere you borrow it from grandma or whatever. You put the money in there, Mr. Johnson. You fix it all up. That's gonna take you like 3 months, 2 months to get all this shit renovated. Then you're gonna have to list it. You're gonna pay commissions. You're gonna have strangers in and out of your house while you're at work with your wife. All this shit. Like, I just paint the picture. Now, wouldn't it be stupid to pay interest on a loan for 20 grand to sell this, just to get 40 grand? Like, you're trying to get $20,000 in hopes that you get $20,000 more when it's all said and done. In hopes. Like, wouldn't that be so stupid? And then I get him. I want him to say it would be stupid. So, and then I just go back to it. I take the picture again. Like, after 3 months, it's going to be hard to sell. Your real estate agent's going to be hitting you with price reductions every single month. You got to pay their commission. You paying for that BMW he's driving. I just paint this picture of, fuck, it's a pain in the ass. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be having open houses. You're going to have to be out of your house for a weekend, doing this, doing that. Like, do you really want to put yourself in that situation? Don't you think it just sounds kind of stupid? And if they're like, yeah, it does sound stupid. Then I say, okay, so let's do this. I can close in 2 weeks. I can get the cash wired to you ASAP. I can get you money to get you moved out of there if you need to before we even close. Like, just show me you're not stupid. I'm going to send this over to you. Show me you're not stupid. And then I just shut up. And then that's when the magic happens.
What they say, go ahead and
what's he gonna say? He just told me it would be stupid to do everything that he told me that he wanted to do. If I make him, it's called the logic trap. The logic trap. So logically, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for him to go through all that drama, all that headache, trying to scrape up 20 grand. He's gonna try and, I can do the baseboards myself. You're gonna fucking waste your time. Not the wife, bro. Waste your time doing all this shit.
Say that again. That was right for the wife. I was like, boy, you were cold with that one. Then the Beamer, don't that sound stupid? Oh, man.
Hey, you're basically telling them what you thought was a good idea is stupid. And you're getting them to agree with it so that it's their idea. So this is what it is. Persuasion and motivation are just one thing. Motivating someone is just getting them to think, to want to do. Motivating somebody to do something is motivating them to do what you want them to do. But you're doing it so that they want to do it. So it's their idea. So they want to do that for you. So for them, what it means is, if you do all this shit you just told me, Mr. Johnson, don't you think that shit sounds stupid? Like, that's goofy. Now, what if you can close in 2 weeks? I can get you all the cash you need. I can get you some cash up front to help you move out, get storage, get all that shit popping. I mean, wouldn't that make more sense? I'm gonna send this over to you. Just go ahead and click the blue button. Let me know when that screen's up. Show me you're not stupid.
Oh, you signing them on the phone with you. You're not saying I'll call you back. You're telling them, hey, I'm sending it now. Hit the link, open it up, let me know when it's open.
So what happens is, if I have you there, right, and I built up that emotion, I painted that picture of what's going to happen when you sell your house, you're going to move back home, you're going to do this, you're retiring, finally, yada yada yada. You're going to spend the time with your family on the lake, like, and then I paint the picture of, this is terrible. This is a terrible idea for me to dump this money back into this property, to try and sell it, to make a couple more dollars, right? Like, doesn't it make more sense to just do it this way? I'm painting that picture. I'm building that emotion up so that at that point, once the emotions are this high, they're in the ether, they're hot, they're ready. They're like a fucking Little Caesars, hot and ready. When I open that fucking box, they're ready to fucking eat. You know what I'm saying? So I open that box and I'm like, here, you're gonna sign right now. So once they sign, I go through the cool down process. Hey, great. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you with my relationship manager, which she's gonna start the escrow process. She's gonna get you a couple information, and she's gonna blah blah blah. And I tell them straight up. I say, hey, what's the first thing you're gonna do? What's the first thing you're gonna do when you get your check? I usually tell them, shit, I'm about to pay off these credit cards, and I'm going to Disneyland or something. They got some fucking something that's been on their mind that they've been wanting to do, but they just haven't had the spontaneity or the funds or just the means to do it. And when I hit them at that situation and I give them the means to make it happen, then it's a different story. It's just painting that picture, man.
What's a relationship manager? What do a relationship manager do?
Basically, is our what's the person that handles the deals?
Dispo. Position. Dispo.
Not the person. We have somebody who does our title clerk, or does our title for us. Like she'll call, she'll open up escrow, and then we start like dispo. You know what I mean? We'll start marketing. But usually, we just do it to that. I forget what it's called. Damn, it's been a while since I've done acquisitions. Actually, not that long, maybe like a year. But for real, like that's my favorite close, because you assert dominance, but you do it in such a nice way that it just makes them feel like, you know what, this dude's right. This dude Tino's right. Like he's got my best interest in hand. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. So to cut you off real quick, man. So I actually took over this property that I'm in right now, subject to, and me and my boy, we own a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bedroom right across the street. So I moved in this house so I can plot on small houses in the neighborhood. Yeah, we got to talk. We should talk. So yeah, the dude have mail come in here with a wife dude. So he had called me because he was gonna come check the mailbox and get his mail. I'll put some more mail back up in the mailbox for him after I divided the mail up. So I couldn't get the mail. So we couldn't get the key. We couldn't get it open. So he was supposed to come, but instead of him coming, he sent his wife. You know what I'm saying? Him and his wife been feuding and stuff, right? They've been feuding to where that, they've been kind of been in 2 different places, right? But she let him come on, spend the night and stuff like that. So he had to go get some clothes stuff. So he sent a wife over here, right? So I've been building a rapport with him and all this stuff the whole time, and the wife too. So it was like, I'm cool. I'm cool with him. So he was like, man, my wife said the mailbox key don't work. She got my son with. He was like, the property, the house still empty. You got somebody living there. I say, man, I'm in the house. He was like, yeah, man, my son needs to use the restroom. And my wife, I said, man, tell her to come on. It's the last time I gave the code. So she came over here and let him use the restroom. So it's like, that they see like, man, Loopy all right people, you know what I'm saying? So they had to downgrade tremendously due to the COVID and stuff like that. They had to downsize to an apartment and stuff like that. And I was able to get this property, bring it current, including the HOA, and actually, have the opportunity to get my scope on some more houses over here. So, man, building that rapport and letting these people know that, man, you are all right person. Man, that does so much for your credibility in the long run with future prospects and stuff like that. So with that being said, man, you tap that. This story will never be old to me. A 33 deal in a month store will never be old. Can you tell us what it took to do 33 deals? Like you have to be on fire. Like you have to be on fire.
So when I first started, it was like 3. When I first got there was no really an onboarding process. Like they had me shadowing Adrian, 2020 King Closer, by the way. Okay, I'm gonna answer this question real quick. Can you wholesale to be moved homes? I have 4 leads right now. So I think he's talking about mobile homes, right? Is that what it sounds like?
Mm-hmm.
So mobile homes, typically, we only wholesale mobile homes if the person owns the land. So if the person owns the land, then we can wholesale it to you.
Right, because I've been on
Yoga Flame. Yeah, you know what I'm talking
about. Going to these mobile homes thinking that the land was being planted. You get there, man, it's like let down, man. It's like a big letdown. You go there thinking that you're gonna get the land with the mobile home. No, we just selling the mobile home, and the mobile home is trash. Woo! And I can't stand. Oh, I don't like that. So I quit going to those. I quit fooling with them people, man. I'm like, man, is the land, you selling the land too? If you ain't selling the land, no deal. But hey, everything is different because it depends on where you stay. People move mobile homes all day. So it might just be your price, or maybe the mobile home. Oh, he said no. He said no. Actually, we shouldn't have no problems. We got them all day. We can move them.
Beam homes. We've done it a couple times actually in the Midwest. What you can do is, like, again, as long as they own the land, which typically they do, you can wholesale it. So it's just got to be a demand. You can wholesale whatever, man. You can wholesale fucking homes. You can wholesale cars. You can wholesale Instagram followers. It don't matter. So as long as.
So that's how all these people been getting all these followers quick.
So let me get back to that 33 deal story. So like what that took was tenacity, right? Like it took tenacity. It took long hours because I worked a lot of hours that month. I remember that month and a half. Like I just went in with the mentality of like, because they were like, yo, don't be. This is what I shit you not, bro. I swear to God. Like I was so like when I started there, I thought I was like the hottest shit in the world. And I get there and they're like, yeah, you're probably not going to make a deal your first month, blah, blah. I'm like, what? What do you like? Whoa, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, typically people don't make a deal their first month. Like the second month they get a deal, you know? And I was like, nah, like that don't make sense for me. Like, I'm not going to stay here if I fucking don't make a deal. Like cause then that's just a waste of my time. Like I can do other shit, make money. You know what I mean? So, I don't think they knew who they was fucking with. So I got, you know, like they tried to teach me some shit. And then I was like, man, like just let me get on the phones. Let me get on the phones. So then the third day, I was like, fuck, like Adrian was like, fuck it. Let them get on the phones, man. Just fucking let them get on the phone. But they didn't let me call new leads. I was calling old leads. So I was like, fuck it. Let me get on the phone. So I called some leads from some dude that, he was working there, and it was his follow-up leads. He was still working there. He was an acquisition manager. And I started calling his fucking leads. And I got a deal that first day. Went, signed it in person, got a deal. Second day, I got 2 deals. And then the third day, I got 3 deals. So I got I got 6 deals in a matter of like 3 days to start once I got on the phones. And then what it was just knowing sales. Like, I didn't know how to run numbers either, Loopy. I mean, when I tell you, like, I didn't know, I didn't know. Like, I would run into Adrian's office and be like, yo, this property, I got this dude on the phone, like, where I got to be. And he'd be like, check it out. He'd be like, you got to get around 85K. I said, okay, bet. 85,000, right? He's like, 85. All right, bet. So I go back, and he's like, 85, you'll be good. I go back, and I'm like, yo, I got 60 for you. And the dude's like, 60? What the fuck? I was trying to get 100. We end up talking blah, blah, blah. I end up at 75. And then I go back I get it signed. And I'm like, yo, Adrian, I got it at 75. He's like, yeah, I got it at 75. He's like, what? You got it at 75? Oh, I told you 80. You know, I'm like, yeah. He's like, good job, man. Like, just keep doing that. And I'm like, bro, I want to learn how to run numbers. I remember Jaden Putney. He's Dispo King, right? He's our asset manager. He handles like he oversees the disposition department, the fix and flips, all that shit. At the time, he was like, bro, just don't worry about the numbers. Just keep doing what you're doing. Whatever it is you're doing, just keep doing it. Because I was just getting locking shit under contract. Adrian told me, oh, get it for 100. I'll come back. I got it for 80. You know what I'm saying? Like over and over again. Like I would just hit them really low and then negotiate. Just keep negotiating until they get tired. Either they're going to get tired or I'm going to get tired. But I got a lot more fight in me than these motherfuckers got. So I would just, I close them. So that's all it took, man, was just not giving up. And your job, now listen, guys, a salesperson is somebody who knows their product knowledge who gives them facts, who gives them information so that they can make an educated decision. A closer is somebody whose job doesn't start until that person says no. So for me, I'm waiting. But motherfuckers are like, I can offer you 80,000, and they're like, you know what I'm saying, scared, and they hear no, and they're like, oh fuck, not for me. I'm like, so I can do this. I can give you 80,000 US dollars for your property. I can have that escrow started today. I'm gonna send this over to you, and then I'm gonna get paperwork started on this. I'll have this closed within 10 to 15 days. What day did you want to close? And they're like, I don't even give them a chance to say no. But then when they say 80,000, that's I was looking for 100. Then boom, I'm ready. Now it's time to go to war. Now I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's get this party started. Let's get it cracking. That's when I start overcoming objections, right? I slap it over there. They slap it back. I slap it over there. And that's the mentality you gotta have. Like, that shit don't start until they say no. So that's the difference. When did you realize that you were going through a paradigm shift? You know what? It's crazy. Like, so for me, as far as like when I realized like, hey, I'm not the same anymore. Though I appreciate you, Glenn. When it happened for me is I remember it's weird because I've seen this happen to so many of my salespeople in the past. Like, they're having such a hard time. They're flustered. They're overwhelmed. It's too much. And I'm just like, chill, baby, chill. You're the one setting the tone. Chill, you in control. You set this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You turn the volume. You controlling the beat. So I remember going to sleep one night, frustrated, like, because I was watching YouTube videos on how to get better at sales. I was doing all this shit. I was trying to figure it out. This is when I was a car salesman. It's just new into sales. And I fell asleep. And then the next morning, I woke up and I wasn't working because, man, sales is hard, man. You start stressing out about bills when you're first getting started, right? You're stressed out about bills. Like, damn, I'm on commission. Like, how am I got to make enough money to pay my fucking bills. All that shit starts hitting you all at once and you're like freaking out. But when you got all that added baggage on you, it's hard to concentrate when you're selling. So I woke up the next day and I was just like, I took a deep breath, man. I just remember like shit changed for me. I looked in the mirror. I'm like, man, you're going to kill this shit. And I remember going to work and no matter what I had in my personal life going on, no matter what the fuck was going on, all that baggage, I'll walk in the door and I'll leave it right outside the door. Just leave it right there. Because no matter what happens, man, whether you make $1 that day or you make $10,000 that day, that shit is still gonna be there. Mm-hmm. But it's a lot easier to deal with something when you make $10,000 than it is when you make one. So for me, it was like leave the baggage at the door, get to work, and it's game face. I'm really good at separating work from personal. I'm really good at that. Like, that's one thing I pride myself at is that when I'm fucking focused, I'm focused. Nothing else. Anybody else can fucking, kick rocks, go fly a kite. Like, I'm focused. This is me. This is my livelihood. It's how I feed my fucking kids. This is what keeps me, smiling and dialing. So for me, I realized that I was going through a paradigm shift was when I was 20. I had just turned 26 years old, and I remember thinking like, fuck, maybe this shit's not for me. Maybe sales is just not for me. Maybe I need to go back to school, finish school. But it just happens. Then you start realizing like, hey, you're stressing yourself out and you're taking this shit way too serious. When you start having fun, what happens? You make money. And what happens when you make money? You're having a lot of fun, right? When's the best time to buy a property? Right after you bought a property, right? Mm-hmm. So that's the whole thing. Like, when you get a contract, when's the best time to get a contract? Right after you got one, because you hyped up, your energy's up. You smile, you walking different, you got confidence on 1,000, and that's how you get another one on the property. So for me, like, the paradigm shift is it's all mental, man. Everything's mental. If you can control this, everything follows, because this is what controls your body and everything else anyway.
Oh, okay. Right here, saying the you had finding out that all in family is built also on a spiritual foundation and not just religious, because y'all going on different type of vacations and y'all have different type of meetings and gatherings and y'all communication is so important. You you it's like a whole aura going on, and then you see other people that's coming into y'all business, and it's like it just draws people in. I want to know how you felt when you just really got it.
It's
You can hear me now?
Yeah.
For me, like, as far as spirituality goes, you know, like they are the supreme beings when it comes to, you know, following spirituality and self-development, because, you know, what your foundation is everything, man. I noticed this when I was in the car business. I admit it, right? I'm a grown man. I take responsibility for my actions. Like, I was a bad person, man. I was constantly going out to strip clubs. I was living in that fast life, man. I was making $25,000, $35,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? Like, just doing the most. Like, and it's okay to have fun every now and then, but once you just cross that line where it's just too much, and it's hindering your relationship and your work, then it's just too much. So for me, like, you know, going from a shark eat shark environment where most people don't want you to win, in the car business and in other sales situations, they usually don't want you to win. Like, they're happy for you. They're happy for you to your face. But at the same time, they're like, fuck, man, that was mine. I should have got that. And I've never been in an industry like this where people genuinely are happy for you. They're proud of you. They want you to win. The energy is just so contagious. You don't really see a lot of haters, you know, in the business, as far as the community comes. Like, you know what I mean? And right. I feel like that is attributed to, you know, being surrounding yourself by people who are doing a lot of good things, and people that are elevating themselves. Because what does it matter if you're making all this money if inside you're still a piece of shit? You know what I mean? If you're still a piece of shit and you're making money, then you're just a piece of shit that makes money. You know? So if you're making good money and you're a good person, I feel like it multiplies faster. It spreads like wildfire. And then not only that, but then the people around you start making money because you're happy, and it's contagious, right? It's like misery loves company, and so is smiling. Smiling is contagious.
Right.
Being around people is contagious. And I noticed that that, you know, as far, oh shit, is my shit not connected? Oh, you can't even hear me, huh?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, yeah, you can hear me. Okay. So like, as far as like, you know, as having that spirituality piece, like, it's huge. Like, I learned a lot from Alex and Carlos on that piece. I'm not even gonna lie. It's toxic. Like, where I came from was very toxic in the car business. And I thought like that was like my picture of success. But if you're not happy in here, then, you know, you're just not, you're never going to be where you could possibly be to your fullest potential. So the spirituality aspect of that is awesome because we all kind of vibe on the same shit. We're all on the same shit. We all feel the same, where no one's afraid to like speak out their emotions. You know, no one's going to call you a bitch, you know, like it's awesome. No one's going to call you a bitch. Like, no one's going to like chastise you. Like,
yourselves like in a more intimate way, to where other groups you wouldn't see that. And that's what amazed me about the way, like I follow Elijah and Alex, and man, just to see Alex at a young age, just having that type of mindset that went through the paradigm shift, and so grateful and spiritual, and trying to make sure they stay connected and on the right frequency. Man, I'll be watching y'all moves, man, and it'll be very good. It'll be a very great thing for me to be able to be around those type of individuals also, man, because man,
it's contagious, man.
I see what happens, man, when y'all be in the mountains, the canyons, I mean, and all that, man, and it be looking beautiful, and y'all looking so peaceful, and man, it looks like everybody is on the same accord.
Yeah, you reset on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? Like, we just went to LA, me, Carlos, and Alex. We were in LA, and we didn't go down. We went down there because Carlos, big ups to Carlos. He spoke at Thrive. It was huge. You know what I mean? In front of thousands of people, and we went to dinner, and we were there for 3 nights. And two of the nights, because the first night we were just beat. We went to bed early. But 2 of the nights we stayed up real late, just smoking cigars, having drinks, and just talking, man. We talk life, personal life. We talk about business. We talk about different moves that, what's the next move for us? How can we get there? How, just brainstorming. And it's never work, man. It's exciting. Like, it's always exciting. So like, it's great to be able to talk to people and trust them that they're not going to judge you for your faults. And, they're going to give you real advice, not advice that's going to fucking trip you up later on. You know what I mean? Because they're going to give you advice, and they'll look to you for advice too. Like, they're not too proud. Like, these guys, a lot of people, look at them as larger than life, but they're still fucking people, man. Everybody in the world, every man puts his pants on the same fucking way, one leg at a time, right? Everyone has the same stresses. It's all the same problems. They're just at different levels, but there's the same fucking problems. So like we get together and we talk, and it's a great feeling, man, to know that like I can call him or any of them right away and be like, yo, blah, blah, I need you. Like, doesn't matter what it is. Say less, fam, I'm there. And the same thing with me, like, and that extends to not just people that are all in, like to other family, to the Zadys, to the Elijahs, you know what I mean? To everybody. Yeah. It's a family, man. When you're truly in this, I hate to say it, it's like a fucking mob, man. It's like a mob that doesn't do nefarious activities. Like you're a family for real. So it's beautiful.
Yeah, and man, that's one thing that man, like I look up to that. Like I commend that like to the fullest, and man, because it's crazy how some group of individuals may not stick together like other groups of individuals, and it seems weird when you see it happening and you see it could be done and you see what's possible once a group of individuals make that connection. Is a whole ball of energy that that is invisible to the naked eyes, but for those that have great vision, man, it's people like me that can see the ghosts, and I see it, and they right there, and it's everybody bubbling. So, man,
that makes me think of a question. Like, a lot of people have a question like, why don't you go out and do this shit on your own? You can do this on your own. You can. I can do it on my own. I know that. The guys know that. But you know what? There comes a point where like you know that if you're in a fucking boat, right, and it's just me by myself, and there's another boat with 3 people in it, and we're racing, who the fuck's gonna win? The people with 3 people, right? It's the same deal. Like if I'm in the boat rowing with these guys and we're all exchanging value with each other, we're all putting our heads together, shit, we're coming up with the best, and we're gonna get further and faster than anyone else. And that's the name of the game, is speed, man. Speed kills all deals. And let me tell you, man, if you can find a group of people that you align with that have the same core values as you, that have the same goals in life as you, man, it's a beautiful harmony, because you can get there so fucking quick that it would just make other people's head spins. Because while other people are still trying to get their shit together, like, oh, what do I do? Let me doing research on how do I do this. Think about it. 2 groups of people come up with the same fucking idea. One person over there, there's 4 over here. That person comes up with the idea to make an app. I'm coming up with the same fucking idea to make an app, right? Who's going to execute and come to market faster? The guy with 4 people who are fucking hard piping soldiers, or the other guy who's by himself? Probably the guy with 4 people. You know what I'm saying? So like, that's the way you got to look at shit, man. We're constantly evolving, and everyone has side projects going on, but we all come together and figure out something. So it's great, man. The synergy is just fantastic. It's crazy. Don, I appreciate you.
Hey, and hey, man, and to be able to be in communication with guys like y'all, man, for a guy like me, man, that I come from a whole nother type of playing field, man, and to be able to man, have you on be able to reach out to you if I need to reach out to you.
Hey,
And
anytime, bro. You already know.
communication, man, that shit is super love, man. I respect that to the utmost, and I really do appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, nothing but love over here. How do sharks meditate, man? How do sharks meditate?
So for me, like for relaxation, so I get up every day at 5. I get up at 5 a.m. It's something that's been engraved in me since I was in the Army. I get up at 5 a.m. This is weird because everyone that I talk to doesn't do it like this. I'm like the only fucking dumbass who does it like this, but it works for me. I get up at 5. I meditate anywhere between, like I work my way up to like, at one point I was doing like 45 minutes, but I'm not doing it that much. Now I'm doing like 20 minutes at a time. I'll meditate for 20 minutes. I'll listen to music. I go use the bathroom, do shit like that. Then I go back to sleep. It's weird, but
you go back to sleep?
Yeah, but for me, it's not REM sleep. It's like a little nap. So like I meditate and then I put myself back to sleep, and then when I wake up, then I take a shower, get ready, and do all my shit. So like that's how I do it. It's weird, but that's what I do. There's a here, watch. Let me pull up this app.
Do you be on affirmations and stuff too?
For me, okay, so there's this app called Insight Timer. Insight Timer. INSIGHT and then timer. That's the app I use. Now, as far as affirmations go, I've never tried it. You know, I've always wanted to try it. I'm actually going to join Elijah next week on some of it on his get together or whatever to try it out. But for me, like
Elijah, man. Speaking of
Elijah,
man.
I was talking to Elijah. Yeah, secret. Okay, I was talking to Elijah this morning actually on the phone.
So
nice.
y'all make sure y'all follow Elijah, man. He the AKA Fireman. I got this from him, man. And
the Fire Damage King, aka Elijah your guy. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that works, like the Insight Timer. As far as affirmations go, like I look at affirmations, and what it is for me, I look at it as a confidence booster, right? So for being able to boost your confidence, it's good. For me, I look at it as if there's no execution behind it after it, then they're just words. You know what I mean? A lot of people say, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. I'm going to be this person. But then they don't fucking do shit. Like the people that say after their New Year's resolution, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to fucking get in the gym. And they go to the gym for fucking 2 weeks and then they disappear.
I was having a talk with a friend, and she was talking about doing something at the beginning of the year. I was like, nah, that's the problem now. You have to start now. By the time the New Year's start, you already have momentum, and then you running already. Don't wait till the new year. People always, I'm gonna start eating healthy in the new year. No, start now. Start now. This is the time.
100%. Start now. Like, why you gotta wait till that? If you gotta wait till December 31st to motivate your ass to do something, then it's probably not worth doing to you.
You are also you saying you kind of with the affirmation, but you also do visual affirmation. I've been seeing you on that goddamn Ferrari 458, so is mine too.
I touched it. Let me tell you, man. For me, like, so I do the only affirmation I do currently, because I haven't started with Elijah, is every day in the mirror. And it's kind of weird. My kids see me doing this sometimes. I'll look in the mirror and I look at myself and I say, who's amazing? I do it with my kids. I ask them, I say, who's amazing? And they say, I'm amazing. I say, who's amazing? They say, I'm amazing. That's right. So do amazing shit. That's what I tell my kids. That's exactly what I tell them. So I do the same thing to myself. I say, who's amazing? Who's going to close the deal? And I'm looking at myself, but it's like I'm talking to somebody. I'm not like, okay, I'm going to go through the motions. I'm looking at myself. Who's amazing? Who's a bad motherfucker?
Yeah, you talking about
that big dick. You know what I'm saying? I talk to myself. Who's that fucking sexy motherfucker? You're going to close deals today. You're going to close deals today. I talk to myself like just like that. You're going to close deals today. And then I just leave. And then I just walk out. I grab my laptop bag and I walk out. But for me, yeah, the 458, I touched it. I touched the 488, the Pista. I touched it. And I told Carlos, I touched it. And then I told him, man, like I felt that. Like I need that. And he said, why not? I said, yeah, you're right. so like that to me, that motivates me, man. Seeing that shit motivates me. I'm very motivated by cars. They don't have to be expensive, just nice cars, like nice cars. That's what I love to do on my spare time is drive. Like that's my favorite thing to do.
I got a little present for you. I ain't even gonna spoil it, man. But I ordered something. Hopefully it's in real soon, man.
Oh shit. Are you gonna go to Texas? Are you going to Donnie's thing?
Who?
Donnie thing. Donnie Ruffin. He's having an event on 27th in Dallas.
Man, I'm lost, man. I got to be brought up to speed, man.
Yeah, man. It's a big networking event. It's 650 people, 1,000 people registered. Like 650 people are expected to go. It's just networking. It's completely free. It's gonna be sick. But me and Carlos and Alex are going.
Oh, okay, yeah, man. You got to lace me up and let me know when it is.
Yeah.
I sure don't know.
I'll shoot you the info.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if anybody's watching, I'm gonna be there. So say what's up. Come shake my hand. Whatever. Let's chop it up.
Ruffin, man. He looked like Drake.
Yeah. He looks like Drake. You know what my brother calls him? What? Drake Cole, because he looks like Drake and J. Cole mixed together.
Drake Cole mixed together, because he do. From the side, he look like Drake Cole. You look at him straight up, like, what? Hey.
Yeah, my brother called him Drake Cole.
And he actually came to a few of y'all events and got a lot of knowledge from y'all, man. I've been watching some things and people that attend the Momentum event and things like that. Man, after a while, they start scaling up when they start implementing these things into their business model. So, man, I definitely appreciate, being a part of being there and gaining that knowledge. But who thought to create the Momentum event, adding value?
I think that was actually Carlos and Sal's idea. Maybe it might have just been Carlos. I don't know. So that happened before I got there, man. When I got there, like literally, it was like 2 weeks later there was an event. So they brought me on stage. I was like, damn, I never been like to an event like this. And I'm like, dang, people pay $5,000 and $7,000 for this. Like, this is crazy. Like, shit, motherfuckers are betting on themselves. You know what I'm saying? But it's crazy. Those same people that I was seeing in the crowd, I see them a couple months later and they leveled the fuck up. You know what I mean? The people that actually execute, you would see them and they just kept stepping up. Before you know it, the people that were in the crowd ended up being power panel speakers, and then they end up doing all, you know what I mean? Like just blowing up. It's crazy to see that because it's the power of implementation, of execution, really. A lot of people, it's funny too, on the other side of the coin, you see a lot of the same people at a lot of these events, and they're like, hey, what's up, Shark? I'm like, hey, what's up, man? How you been? Like, what's new? And like, oh, nothing. I'm like, so what's new? Like, what's new in your business? Like, what are you doing? Like, what since the last, I asked them straight up, like, what's different from the last time I saw you? And they're like, oh, fuck. A lot of times they're like, oh, shit. Like, man, I'm just trying to, get through it or whatever. But then sometimes you talk to somebody and you can tell who executed, because the people that executed, they're like, bam, I did this. I got a new building. I hired 5 more people. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I moved into this market. And guess what? I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. And those are the people that you end up going to the club with that night. You know what I mean? Right. The people that are doing shit. So that you start to see like that what execution does. If you take like 2 or 3 things that you learn, whether they're big or small, and change your, implement them from what you learn, they have changed the trajectory of your business immensely. Like it's enormous, the amount of change that can happen as long as you just focus and just implement what you're learning. It's crazy.
Hey, let's talk about all the upcoming events you guys got going on.
Okay.
Momentum I'm talking about was pressure. Like that's pressure. So pressure, I just spoke on pressure, and there's 2 forms of pressure. There's pressure that busts pipes, and there's pressure that create diamonds. And you just talking about those people when you hit them with that pressure. What have you done the last time? So I saw you that pressure, and then some of them then start sparkling on you. Boy, you shining.
Yeah, they shine bright like a diamond.
Like water everywhere, and pipes and bugs. Like, oh man, you need like some duct tape or something. So talk about these upcoming events, man, because the one that's coming up, I got to be on that because y'all gonna be talking about sales and acquisition.
So I don't know if you guys know this in the audience. There was an event last year. Actually, it was this year, the beginning of this year. It was called the 2020 Closer Olympics. They got some of the best closers and acquisitions across the country, and they put them together in an Olympic-style point-based system where they ended up, getting points for overcoming objections, for getting a contract, for doing this, for doing that. And, we have in our camp, we have 2 of the top 3 that won it. So we got Adrian Salgado. He won the King Closer award. He's got the title belt for the Closer Olympics. And then we got Andy Garcia. He won 3, the 3rd place. So we got the 1st place and the 3rd place in our camp. And these guys have put together what is called Closers Only. It's a 1-day intensive hot seat where you go and live for fucking 10 to 12 hours. They sit there and they go over everything for acquisition sales. It's like in depth, man. Like they go into personality traits, how to combat different personality traits, how to overcome objections, how to calculate ARVs and offers and MAOs. Dude, here's another thing. Live. They will call your leads for you and lock a property up. If they lock a property up and get a contract for you live on the phone during this training, you get 100% of the profit. So if you submit a lead, they call your lead, they get it in the contract, they close that deal, or once they get in the contract, they put it under your contract. They'll give it under your contract. It's your deal. It's not a JV. They don't want 50% of your profits. It's completely yours. These guys are the real deal, man.
So how do they get a chance to get locked in on the event and also send the leads and stuff to y'all, however that goes?
So the night before, you'll be able to submit your leads. We'll have a portal open. The event is on the 27th. It's on the 27th. So next Tuesday, right? Tuesday. What is that? Yeah, Tuesday. On next Tuesday, the event is going to be going on. It's going to be going live, and you'll be able to get there. And it's something you do not want to miss, man. Like if you're at all in the real estate game, I don't care if you're closing 1 deal or 20 deals. This is something you don't want to miss, and it's not expensive. It's been going up more and more every single time because it's a supply and demand thing, right? It's a supply and demand thing. So like if you look, we were charging at one point, it was like $297, and then we went to $397. Now we're at $497. But I tell you what, since you guys are Loopy G supporters and you guys are in the audience, or if you replay this, I don't care. Just because you supported my man Loopy G, this is what I'll do for you. I'm the guy that sets pricing on everything, $50,000 mentorships down to the courses, doesn't matter what it is. I'll do $250 flat for you guys. Not $297, not $397, $250 flat. If you want to sit in on this, it's something you don't want to miss. Just go ahead, and when you reach out to either Loopy or myself, follow me on Instagram at @officialsharktino. Follow me on Instagram, please. Send me a DM, or my brother, All In Official Randy. He works with me. He's my right-hand man. Send us a DM and say, hey, look, I saw the live with Loopy G. Shark sent me, and I'll fucking boom, boom, boom. I'll hook you up $250 instead of the $497. All right, that's half off.
And make sure y'all check out my storyline, because I'm gonna be making sure I post it so y'all can be on it, because hey, it's next Tuesday, so I don't think y'all want to procrastinate and waste time actually getting into this event. This function is gonna be hot, especially like y'all have to know that sales and the acquisition is the main part. That's the person that basically run the whole business. This ain't nothing as long as you got the right price, and the right price becomes that comes from the acquisition locking down the deal. So you guys definitely have to know what acquisition is and what it's about, and how to actually propel your business to new heights, using new and improved acquisition tactics, and quit listening to the gurus and not the gurus, because the people that's out here doing it is who you need to be hearing it from. And from what they told me, their top acquisitions with championship belts and shit is going to be the ones that's telling you how to go and being able to lock the deals up with these guys. Come on now. Y'all got to.
I already got my first DM right here. Got my first DM. Yeah, I'm gonna get back to you in a second. Let me finish this. So yeah, guys, this is an investment. With a small, tiny investment, there's a return on investment, an ROI. Like, don't be that person who's like, man, I can't really afford $250. Well, let me tell you something. You cannot afford not to be there. The reason being is the cost of opportunity. If you're not putting yourself in a situation to sharpen your tool shed, you're not going to be good, man. You're not going to be good. Like, sales is the bloodline. Like I said, it's the bloodline of your business. Without sales, it doesn't matter how many fucking leads you got. You ain't going to make shit. You need to get as good as you can. And no one's ever too good to learn. I'm telling you right now, everyone learns. And these guys are the best you can learn from when it comes to real estate sales. Like, these are the dudes, man.
Did you train? Did you train any of them?
I didn't. So this is how it worked. Like, me and when I came in, right, everyone was salespeople. And then once I left for the month and a half and came back, Adrian got a team and I got a team. We had our own teams and then I moved out of that arena. So, Adrian taught me a lot when it comes to running numbers. He taught me how to comp, for sure. He taught me how to comp. And, selling properties over the phone is different than selling cars. It really is. So he taught me, some tips and tricks when it comes to acquisitions. But let me tell you, like, these guys are the real fucking deal. So if you can afford to get there, please put your ass in the seat, because this is something you definitely need. Everybody needs this. If you don't get any value from this, I promise you, I can guarantee you, I'm confidently will say that I'll give you your fucking money back, because that's how sure I am. Once people make that first step to say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to invest in myself because I'm going to see a return, and they execute just two things that they learn from this. Man, we got so many case studies of people that went from never doing a deal to now they're doing 8 deals a month. Like, I'm telling you, it's fucking huge. This is huge. This is the big leagues. This will get you to that next level.
And that's why I'm going to be in the building. That's exactly why.
Let's go.
And y'all need to be in the building too. Yeah, let's fucking go. Let's get it. That momentum was fire. This is gonna be more fire. Hey, Tino, tell everybody on my platform the best way to get in contact with you. What platforms are you on? And let's go.
So the most active platform I'm on is Instagram. I don't know if you can see it. It's probably blurry. It's at official Shark Tino. Oh, actually, you can see it right there. It's in blue on the box right there. Right. Go ahead and add me right there at official Shark Tino. I'm extremely active there. I'm always talking about sales. I post funny shit. I post my personal life, and I'm always a DM away. So if you have any questions or need help with anything, I don't care if it's big or small. I do go through my DMs. I got, like, right now, I've been going through them. I got 63 requests right now, but I'm going to go through them as soon as I get off here and see what's going on. Oh, there's another one. Yep. All right. There's another one from here who's asking about information. And so
don't cap on you. He do not do no capping. He for real legit about providing a particular service and uplifting the community in general. Just not the real estate community. He's an all-out entrepreneur. So he's all 100%. in entrepreneur. And hey,
100%. Ain't no cap in my rap. Like, if you have any questions with anything, if I can help you big or small, like, I'll point you in the right direction. If I don't know the answer, I'm gonna point you in the right direction. So go ahead and DM me. Case studies do matter. Yup, because it's not. I can tell you how great I am and how great All In and our event is, but the proof's in the pudding. Look up Terry Thayer. You can ask Austin Rutherford. You can ask all those people, all the gurus. You can ask them, and not only just the gurus. You can ask their acquisitions managers. You can ask everybody in the industry. You ask anybody who's doing some shit about us, and they'll tell you the truth. Like, you can hear it from their mouth.
I've witnessed it myself, and my thing was, I actually was looking forward to having a solid partner, because once you get that other partner that you really can mastermind with, that's when things exploded. And I've watched people come to y'all events, and then once they partnered up with a certain individual with the knowledge that they gained from y'all, the whole business exploded for them, and they became 6 and 7 figure earners quickly. And that's one thing that I've watched about y'all. Y'all process is the same for everybody that had attended y'all event faithfully and then took massive action. And then with having that partner in place that can, your accountability partner is the most part what it is, man. It makes sense. It makes absolute sense to me.
Accountability is key. It's just like when you go to the gym. Like when you go to the gym and you're working out, and there's days that you don't want to work out. You know what I mean? But if you got a partner, let's say me and Loopy are partners, and we've been going to the gym for months, right? We're seeing results. We're feeling good. We're getting swole out here. And then I'm feeling lazy. I'd rather just sit home, eat pizza, drink beer, and smoke some weed or something. And I'm like, man, I'm chilling. And Loopy's like, man, quit being a bitch. Come on, Tino. And I'm like, damn, he right. All right, so I get up. So had I not had somebody to hold me accountable, I wouldn't have gone to the gym. And who knows? All it takes is that one time for you to be like, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow comes back and it's like, I'll get to it tomorrow. Just like when people want to jump into wholesaling or to step in their game up, they're like, tomorrow I'm going to start hunkering down on my marketing plans. I'm going to start tracking my KPIs. Next month's going to be different. And then next month, what happens? I'm one deal away. It's just one deal. It really is. Think about it. We had some people, shout out to Omar and Diego. They were fixing flippers, right? They were fixing flippers, but they were doing like small deals on the East Coast and here and there. They had done one flip, and they didn't end up making that much money. I remember like them coming to our Freedom event and kind of learning about wholesaling. And when I was on stage, I had talked about how I'm a fiend for chicken wings, man. I got a weak spot in my heart for chicken wings. I love chicken wings. And they heard that when I was on stage, and they approached me and they were like, hey man, there's a Hooters across the street. Like, let me take you out.
You must like you some Hooters hot wings. I ain't want to say it.
Yeah.
Fire.
So they took me. They took me across the street. We had some drinks and shit. I'm like, man, you guys are cool as fuck, man. And they're like, I said, hey, whenever you need something, if you have any questions or anything, man, give me a holler, whatever. We became really good friends. Within like 30 days, man, they got their first deal. And then guess what happened, man? They closed that deal. Like I walked them through it. Like, hey, this is what you tell them. This is how much this is what you do. This is what you do. And of course they did the legwork. I just gave them advice. They made $107,000 on their first deal.
What market they in?
Jersey.
Man.
It's a big deal. Big deal.
A Jersey home, or this was just a little house in New Jersey?
No, it was a big home. It was a nice home. But yeah, man, made $107,000 on his deal, man. And he's like, man, we'll fly you out. Me and Carlos were in Propelio in Texas, and they called me like, Tino, it worked to close the deal. Da, 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 man, thank you so much. Blah, blah, blah. I still got the video. And he's like, man, I want to fly you out. I want to buy you a fucking Rolex. Like, I'm like, man, I'm good. Like, man, just keep doing it. Just teach somebody else. Like, just keep going.
You see how I am, and I don't even know.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to see people win, man. It's a good feeling to see people win, like, because they're genuinely good people, man. His wife is pregnant. He's about to have a baby.
Like shit, I need to go ahead and try to tap into the Jersey market or something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They live in New York, but they were wholesaling in Jersey. So yeah, man, it was just like it's a beautiful thing to be able to never give up, because had they given up and said, you know what, fuck this, man, I'm tired of going out and looking for deals, going to hunt. I'd rather just have some wholesaler bring it to me, and I'll just keep fixing flipping. They would have never got that money, man. A lot of fix and flippers do that because they're fucking lazy. Because as a wholesaler, you can make just as much money as a fix and flipper with no risk. Right. There's no risk. No risk. You know what I'm saying? And you get your money quicker. Exactly. So you get a lot of fix and flippers who want to do wholesaling, but they're so used to just having people bring deals to them that they end up just saying, you know what, fuck this, man. I'm just gonna. And that's good, and that's okay. It's not for everybody. And Loopy's like, that's fine with me. Like, it's not for everybody. But at the end of the day, you can't give up on the first no, because your job don't start until you hear no. You always got to remember that. So welcome a no. For me, it's like, hey, I'd rather hear no than somebody just hang up on me. Because if I hear no,
with no and stuff all over.
Yeah, man. I painted an artwork where it just says no, no, no a bunch of times. Here, let me just get it real quick, and then I'll end with that. Yeah, real quick. Let me just get it real quick, and I'll end with that. So this is like near and dear to my heart because as a salesperson, as a closer, you get the word no a bunch of times, right? No, 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 no. But in all those no's, there's that one yes. And that's all it takes is the one yes. That's what's going to change your life. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that speaks volumes to me because that's life, man. You're going to hear no all your life, but you get that one yes. And then you know, hey, shit, this is possible. This is possible. Now you go from being a cynic, a non-believer to shit, man. How do I do it again? You know what I'm saying? How do I do it again? And that's how it goes. Anyway, I've been talking your ear off, man.
What's Dominic's last name again?
DeMarinis. He's probably retired, man. DeMarinis. Last time I saw him was about what?
You can't look him up on YouTube. That's what I'm writing.
Yeah, no, he's my friend. He's my friend. I got his cell phone number. I haven't seen him in about 3 years. He's Italian, bro. He's Italian, like.
Hey, that boy got the sixth sense, man. Like we finna have me chasing a ghost. YouTube, Facebook, and stuff. But I'm finna chase a ghost. No, that's my friend. His number in my phone. No access.
Yeah, you can find it. Yeah.
Hey, that's like Area 51.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Ray, thank you, bro. That was like the first painting I ever did. I just got into painting a couple months ago.
Yeah, man. I really do appreciate you. And
hey, likewise, man. I appreciate you having me. I always have a good time whenever we talk, whenever we connect.
No, boy, because last time we was on 2 hours. Like we ain't. Well, you might.
Yeah, it's 2.5 now. My girlfriend liked to. Hey, are you still on? Are you still working? Yeah, man. So let's call it. For me, this ain't work though. I'm having a good time. Shit, I don't ran through some beers. Like I'm having a good time, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. When we get off, I'm gonna shoot you that link to Donnie's thing, man. It'd be cool to see you out there.
Yeah, man. And from now, man,
it's a huge networking event, man. It's good, for you, for your brand, just to get out and meet people, especially in you in Houston. There's a lot of people from Houston flying up, from El Paso, from all over the place.
Okay, yeah, man. We got a little marketing. I'm doing a little marketing in Dallas for pretty houses, so I can add to my portfolio. Man.
Yeah, I know Tang is gonna be there. All them guys, and man, there you go. There's you want to rub shoulders with people who are doing big shit and who are doing it the right way, and who have the same thought process and values as you. You know what I mean? Right. And there's gonna be a lot of good people there for sure.
Yeah. Send that over, man. Let me see what I can do. And I really do appreciate you. I will be in the event, man. Come October 27th. If y'all don't have y'all tickets, y'all need to get y'all tickets ASAP. Hurry up, because like I told y'all, momentum was the truth, man. There was some fire. I know y'all not gonna want to miss out on this opportunity. Hey, but in the momentum event, y'all acquisition guys came up there and dropped some heat too. Like,
oh yeah, man, this is the thing. Like a lot of people think like it's just a couple people that are really killing it, right? Like it's not like that. Like it's sure a couple of us stand out a little bit more than the other people, but bruh, like some of our acquisition guys are better than some of the CEOs out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to think like we just have like a higher water level. You know what I'm saying? Like the water level's higher, so like the talent pool is just higher. But it's like I said, it's a process. Again, the right asses in the right seats, kissing a few frogs, getting a few princes, all that shit. But anyway, man, I really appreciate you, man. All love. Thank you for having me, guys. If you got any value from this, just thank you. I appreciate you. Follow me at Official Sharktino. I'm always dropping shit. And follow my man Loopy G. So if you're not following, I'm sure you guys are following him. The guy's always dropping motivational content. I mean, he's a guy who's actually in the trenches doing it. So he's not just teaching you how to do some shit, not do as I'm saying, not as just do as I'm saying, not as I'm doing. It's like for real. Like he's doing it. So
I'm in the subject 2 house right now. Like shit.
Yep, he's literally he's in one. So
and
anyway, brother.
Hey, my sign is right outside the house too, so the house is still for sale. Like they have my Lucky G Realty sign in the front yard, so it's still for sale. Somebody come get me 30 right now. I get up out of here.
If anybody looking for a house, hit him up.
Yeah,
hey, man, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Lupe.
Hey, I appreciate you too. Everybody, y'all tap in. Till next time, we up out of here.
Later.